This is Hood Love TV. Just being honest. I said it's Hood Love TV. Hood Love TV. I'm just being honest. I said it's Hood Love TV. Hood Love TV. I'm just being honest. You're watching Hood Love TV. You're watching Hood Love TV.
Yo, what's up, y'all? You already know it's Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B. And this is Hood Love TV, where you live, love, and learn. Today, I'll be interviewing Ron Bricks, Southside's own 40 Projects, Ron Bricks, as well as Northside's own TD, the real Teflon Don, for y'all that don't know, you know what I'm saying? And today we're going to be talking about the invisible tape, the story of Ron Bricks, you know, some corrupt law enforcement, broken legs, and missing videos. I got a good one for y'all today. Y'all know what we do. Nice Sunday. You know what we do, man. Y'all tap in, man. Salute to everybody pulling up. You already know what it is, man. Share the live. Support the channel. You heard? You already know City Bama. What up? XYZ. Mike Myers, salute. Salute to everybody pulling up. Let me know where y'all at. Let me know where y'all from. Let me know what y'all doing. Let me know what y'all on. Salute. Let's go. Let's get the peoples in here. Yo, what up? What up? What up? Salute to
Yo, what's going on? What's going on?
Salute, everybody.
Yo, salute. What up? What up?
Yo, I just gotta make one correction.
I forgot what time I had to patch in, right? So I was there. I'm in the hood right now on the block cooking food, so I'm here though. You know what I mean?
What up, Ron?
Yeah, I gotta make one correction. I'm from Woodhall 191. 40 is a second home.
That you're right. Woodhall, excuse me. Woodhall.
Yeah, 40 is my second home.
No, north side. I mean, you know, we on Queenstown and all together though.
Anyway. Yeah, Queenstown. We on Queenstown. You know what I mean? We on BQE. You know what we do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hold up. So what's good,
yeah, man?
Let the people know who you are. TD, you go next. Ron, you go first. You go next, TD. Let the people know.
All right. My name is Ron Bricks. Everybody know me as Frito all over the place. I got a mean story about police corruption. They broke both my legs, beat me up. So we're gonna get into that, and you know what I'm saying, try to give y'all some information on how corrupt the police really is. You heard?
Yo, TD, talk to the people, man. Let us know what's up.
Yeah, my name is Tef. I'm a proprietor for Ito restaurant, which is a Rasta restaurant, so strictly vegan food, if you can call it vegan, but it's Ito. I also have a publishing company, and I have a book on deck, and I have a few other books I'm working on. And I'm here to support my man, because I met him when I was in HDM, I think in 99, 2000. Me, him, and Maserati Fox, and God bless his death. And a few other people did a show for HIV AIDS. He's a good dude. I ain't seen him in 100 years, damn near. And I ran into him, and you know, I found out the story and certain shit. And you know, I think that people should hear it, man. We need to start supporting each other with these type of situations. That shit is ridiculous. He got framed for a gun. They destroyed the tape. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, so I think it's a good topic to look at, and the situation is real life. You got a good book that actually depicts everything that he speaks about in the lawsuit. So it's a serious situation, man. And they trying to sweep it under the rug. So we trying to get exposure and put that shit out there, man, and deal with that injustice, right?
Right.
That's a fact. Thank you very much, bro.
All right, so Ron, you start wherever you want. Let us know a little bit about yourself. And you can start where you want. Break your story down.
All right. So I'm gonna start it like this. I lived in 40. So this story is 13 years old. The police broke both my legs, beat me up, planted a gun on me. So
where that happened at? Where was that at?
That was on 159 and 160 in the back blocks by 10616. So me and one of my people's 1 in the morning, like 1:40 in the morning, this is when it happened. Let me say that. It happened like 1:40 in the morning. So me and one of my, me and my brother, we walking out the building. We go to get into the car. We get into the car. I'm a smoker. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm even smoking. I'm a smoker. So I forgot my cigarettes upstairs. So I get out the car. When I get out the car, it's a blue and white walking in my direction. So as I'm walking past, he tells me, put your hands on the car. I tell him, stop and frisk is over.
And a blue and white, for people that don't know, a blue and white is a uniform
officer.
Right.
Yes. So walking past him, and all of a sudden I feel his weight on me, and I'm going to the ground. Boom.
So he just tackles you. You walking one way, he walking another, and he just tackles you?
Just tackled me.
He was walking
just tackled me.
He was walking towards you and just tackles you.
And just tackled me. He asked me one thing. I told him stop and frisk is over. I kept it pushing, and then he tackled me to the ground.
So what did he ask you?
To put my hands on the car.
Oh, he said to put your hands on the car?
Yeah, that's what he told me to do. Put my hands on the car.
Didn't ask you nothing else. Just walked up to you and said, put your hands on the car.
Put your hands on the car. Said nothing else. There was no other incident. There's nothing. There's nobody outside. There's nothing. There's nothing going on. Like I said, it's 1:40 in the morning. So we on the ground. Him and his partner start beating me up. They call for backup. Backup come all crazy. They start whooping on me. Somebody in the window, one of my people's in the window, yell out, yo, I got it on tape. I got it. I'm watching them. So I'm like, all right, beat me up. So when they try to pick me up, or when they pick me up, I collapsed. Because now I'm like, there's something wrong with my legs. They like, you lying. Ain't nothing wrong with your legs. They throw me in the van, in the back of the van, on my stomach. Boom, take me to the precinct. Throw me on the floor in the precinct. Telling me I'm lying because my legs, you know what I'm saying, my legs do work. And then they call the ambulance. They send me to the ambulance. They send me to the hospital. I don't know the name of the hospital. They send me there. They do the X-rays. I got a broken right ankle, is what they see. They don't see that the tendons in my left knee is messed up at that time. So I get locked up. I go to central booking. Attorney with affairs come, and they ask me what happened. I'm telling attorney with affairs what happened. As I'm speaking to attorney with affairs, I'm telling them where all the cameras are, so they can get the cameras.
Right.
So I'm thinking they're gonna do what they gotta do. So after that, now I'm on the island and I'm fighting my case. First I go to I'm in NIC in the medical unit. I got 2 casts on my leg, they broken. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, I wound up getting an infection in my leg. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I'm still fighting the case. And then it comes where I'm telling my lawyer, about the video surveillance. She's trying to get the video surveillance. They keep playing. They playing with the video surveillance. And later on, we find out that the video is gone. So what I'm trying to understand is if the police had something where I did something wrong, they would have the full entire video. I don't understand why they didn't have that. And I have all the proof to show that the police did what they did with the surveillance video.
And where was the surveillance video from?
From the camera room. It's a camera room right there on 159. It's right there. I'm saying, right, you can't miss it. It's right there. So the officer went to the camera room. He viewed it. A detective named Rodney Howard. He viewed it and obtained the video, and nobody else got it after him. Nobody. So that is funny.
Oh, so you got that. So on the record, in the logbook for people that viewed the video, it's the officer, your arresting officer?
No, not my arresting officer. Another officer. This is the detective that went and got that video. Not the officers that beat me up. But you know, they all work together. They all NYPD. They all work for the city. So somebody told him to go check that out. He went, looked at it, he got it in his hand, in his possession. And he's the only person to have a full copy of the video. My lawyer didn't get it, the DA didn't get it, and my civil attorney didn't get it. So nobody got it. Where is the video? So I wound up going, I'm saying, still fighting my case, and I wound up copping out to 5 years. Even with them having all of this evidence that I didn't, that the video was gone. Now, on top of that, they do the ballistics on a gun that they saying that they had. When they do the ballistics on a gun, the ballistics come back with a negative of my fingerprints being on a gun. So the officer writes in his statement, writes in his report that he seen me with a gun and I moved it from one place to another. The gun was in my hand. Right? Or am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? So if y'all do ballistics on this same weapon and my fingerprints is not on it, then how is that my gun?
That's true.
So with all of that information, you know what I'm saying, and the fact that there was a witness that seen the brutality, you know what I'm saying, I wound up also, I went to trial first. And when I went to trial, I wound up getting a mistrial because the district attorney held my witness and didn't tell us where the witness was at for my case. So we wound up getting a mistrial because of that. Now I don't understand why y'all would withhold the witness. Why y'all withholding all this information? Y'all withholding the video, the witness, and then later on, the DA tells my lawyer that they have partial video. So now you got partial video. The only video that you have is the ending of the video with me being arrested. So make that make sense to me, please, somebody. That you have the ending. Huh?
This is they only got partial video?
Partial video of me being arrested. That's it. So how do you have the ending of the video and not the middle and the beginning of the video? From the same location.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got it from the same location. You don't have it. You don't have you approaching me. You don't have y'all beating me up, but y'all got me arrested and put in a van. Make some sense.
That's nasty work.
So right now, I'm pushing the narrative to let people know that this is going on for real. This is a real live situation. I'm going through this right now as we speak. It's been 13 years. I have not gotten any justice or clarification on this situation.
So wait, you've been going all these years and you have gotten nothing since you filed a civil suit.
Yes.
How long after the incident did you file a civil suit? Everything was timely, right?
Yeah, everything was timely. Everything was timely. Everything is timely. It's active right now. But it's been 13 years though. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I explain my situation, I make sure to let people know that I have the facts. I'm not on here to tell you something and hoping this is the situation. I'm here to show you that I have the situation. I have all the paperwork. It's their paperwork.
Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't going front.
Yeah, because look, for people who don't know, right? Them CCTV cameras, they got guidelines that have to be met from everybody. So in the CCTV guidelines, it states that if there's an incident and there's an arrest made, they must hold that video for 180 days and do not erase it. Now, the detective went to the camera room the next day. So this incident happened October 21st, 2013.
Right.
The detective went there on the 22nd, which is the next day. Now, after he views it and obtains it, the video never surfaced nowhere else or given to anybody else. The full video. Now that's important because if it's telling you that you're supposed to keep it for 180 days and make a copy that states that's labeled, that's labeled do not erase. It's telling you not to erase it for a reason. But then you erase it.
And they still erased the video.
You still erased it. You know what I'm saying? You still erased it. Now, 22, if I'm not mistaken, 22 days after, my civil attorney put in with a preservation letter. The preservation letter is for the evidence to be kept for the duration of my civil case. So from the date of what happened to right now, that video it should still be there right now in 13 years, but you erased it in 1 day. So y'all broke protocol on both sides by destroying it and erasing it.
Right.
So the preservation letter is important. The guidelines are important. They're intertwined with one another because you ain't supposed to do that. In law, that's called spoliation. You can't do that. There got to be a sanction for that. What else? I also got the information that shows the ballistics that my fingerprints wasn't on the gun. And I'm just trying to understand, like, how does the system get to do that and nothing gets done? Because don't nobody really say nothing about it. And a lot of times people don't be having the factual information right there on the table.
So let me ask you this.
To actually,
what did the judge have to say about them not? Because that's evidence. And it's if you did throw this, you tampered with evidence. Whoever threw that tape away, it's tampered with evidence. So what did the judge have to say? What did the judge have to say about that?
Well, When I was going to trial, I spoke to the judge directly,
Right.
and I was asking the judge to subpoena the service. You know what I'm saying? He denied it. He denied my request for the service for this video surveillance. Because I'm like, if y'all got the ending of the video, then the rest of it has to be in the server. But you denied it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You denied that, knowing that this information is there. You know that they destroyed the video surveillance. You know that it's in the paperwork. It's showing you that. We keep asking for it. So, and the DA is saying is they holding it up. So they finally say we don't have it. The ADA finally says we don't have it. The video was destroyed, and the judge does nothing.
He does nothing.
He does nothing. I still go to trial. But I get the mistrial. So now I get another judge. So now when I get the other judge is like, I'm gonna give you 15 to life if you blow trial. Now I don't have the evidence that I need to win my case. I don't have that. So I take the plea. Because now it's 5 police against me saying what I'm saying. And 9 times out of 10, anybody that been going to court in Queens know it's crazy. They're gonna smoke your boots. So I ain't played with them. I took the 5 flat and got up out of there.
So you took the 5 flat for the gun that wasn't yours?
Yep.
So how did that
Yep.
make you feel? How did that go? How did you feel about that? I mean,
that shit, it was hurtful. You know what I'm saying? It was hurtful. It was I felt defeated, disrespected, violated, because at that time there wasn't nothing I could do.
right.
It was really nothing I could do. I was into the law, but I wasn't super into the law, so I couldn't really push it that way. But then I wind up, finding some things out and getting some information and some people helping me with with certain information. And then I wind up starting to try to get the law stuff down pat. But I was fighting my case while I was in there, but it's just me fighting. So I took the 5. You know what I'm saying? I took the 5 because I wasn't trying to do 15 in life. I wasn't trying to do that.
So what was it like going to Rikers Island with 2 broken legs? What was that? What was that like? Because the moment you got there, your legs was broken, right?
Yeah. So this what happened on the island. So after they took me to Central Booking, I went to C95. So I got the broken legs. I'm in the bullpen in C95. I'm a dinner plate for whoever, because I can't do nothing. I can't sit down. I can't stand up by myself. I can't do none of that. So they wound up taking me to a house. I forgot what house it was. And the police officer was like, nah, you got to go back to the clinic. You can't stay here. You got to tell them you can't come back here, because there's nothing nobody could do. You can get hurt and there's nothing nobody could do. You can't do nothing. So I went back and they wound up sending me to NIC. And that's when I went to NIC. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? We know how the island is. We know how, you know what I'm saying? We know how the island is. We know how it works. So in that kind of situation, yeah, if a person want to do something to you, they can just do something to you, and you can't defend yourself. So yeah, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is wild.
My brother came to see me on a visit. It took me there near 2.5 hours to get from the receiving room to the visiting room.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yo, TD, you can jump in if you got any questions, TD. You can jump in with your question. You ready? You got any questions?
Yo, what I wanted to ask, right? Because I know I did several lawsuits with the state too. I won. And it didn't take long, but I was in the federal. And I was wondering if your case is a federal or state case. Because I remember when I put in claims for Rikers Island. They beat me up twice. They ain't had no misbehavior report or nothing. You know what I mean? Even the misbehavior report didn't sustain what they were saying. So I ended up winning my case and everything. I got a settlement, I went through depositions, everything. And I remember how foul it was. And what I'm wondering is, I don't know the state situation, so I'm wondering if your case is a federal or state. You know what I mean?
It's a state case. It's a state law. It's a state lawsuit.
Right, but still, you govern under civil rules, like, because most of those civil rules, I think, is federal. Because I had got a manual from judges and thing when I started filing my lawsuit. Man, had put me on to that. So I don't know the civil, but I remember getting a claim from them, and I never heard nothing else from them for years. I mean, that time I didn't win the federal, huh?
Yeah, you can go civil, state, all feds, but it's definitely cruel and unusual punishment. He definitely got an 8.
Yeah, definitely that. But I'm just stuck because I had only federal. I'm wondering how. I remember my state, the Rikers Island one, sent me back the claim number and everything, but I never heard from them again. And because I was dealing with the federal shit, I remember Mandu told me that was you exhausted your remedies with that, so you was cool in the Fed joint, and I won. They was wrong. You sent to jail as punishment. First of all, them people should have never saved the last video. They should have saved the video showing your arrest. That's an open and shut case. Oh, he had to swam me. He trying to pull it out. They ain't had none of that because you ain't had no swamming. That's the whole thing. Why would you destroy the two parts that's most prevalent that would make the case an open and shut and put some bullshit where you putting you in the van?
Yeah. Now
these people are sick, man. They've been doing that shit for 100 years. They've been doing that shit since we started going to jail in the last 20, 30 years. They've been doing that. Mad people in jail for shit they ain't even do. My man just got
right. So let me ask him this. You right about that, Teflon. They've been doing it. So when your lawyer asked them, what happened to the tape, what was the response?
My lawyer asked a couple of times. So one time when she asked, the DA finally said to her, "Yo, the video don't exist. It's destroyed." Now the DA actually says the video was destroyed. It's in the paperwork. The judge is going to see the paperwork. The motion just filed. You still do nothing. You don't sanction the district attorney.
No. What I'm asking you is this. They destroyed the evidence. What did the judge say? Because your lawyer has to put in a motion to say, "Yo, listen, this case needs to win this case because they destroyed the evidence that approved. They destroyed exculpatory evidence. That's evidence that could prove you innocent. If they destroyed exculpatory evidence, then that's like the case right there."
Yes.
I had cases like that as well with assaults like that as well. But I didn't even put them in, but I know them because I help.
Okay.
So what did the judge say? Now, would your lawyer put it in? What the judge response?
The judge denied the motion.
What was the motion for? What was the exact motion?
She put the motion in for mistrial with prejudice. So I'm saying she put that motion in, and when she put that motion in, he denied that motion, and in that motion states
on what grounds, right?
On the grounds of the missing video and the fact that y'all hid my witness until trial.
Wait a minute. So the DA put in the motion? Like, what do you mean?
No. My lawyer put the motion in. Right? My lawyer put the motion in.
What?
he denied the motion. The motion was put in because the destruction of the video and for them withholding my witness. My witness was locked up in Pennsylvania. They knew he was locked up. They didn't say it. They didn't tell us nothing until we wound up picking the jury. After we picked the jury,
they still was supposed to have an order to produce.
No, they produced. Now look, okay. So now this is what happens. My lawyer's like, so now you're telling us this now, we can't get him. So now we got to get the mistrial because we have to produce this person to come to court because now we know where he's at. But you waited until we picked the jury to tell us right after we picked the jury that you know where the witness is at. When you knew where the witness was at.
Hold on. But you still have time to call a witness. If you're just picking a jury, you still got time to call a witness to the stand.
No, we picked the jury already.
I know.
This is when he tell us.
Hold on. But you picked the jury already. But that still gives the time for this person that y'all produced. You still got time to take the stand, and y'all just picked the jury.
Well, I'm telling you what happened. So right after that, you know what I'm saying, my lawyer put the motion in. So because she like, well, we can't interview him while trial is going on. This is what she's saying. While trial is going on.
But you know what I'm saying? Hold on. But you already knew about the witness. So why wasn't the witness? You and the lawyers already knew about the witness. So the witness should have already been. Oh, y'all couldn't locate him.
We couldn't locate. Right. We didn't know where he was at.
And they always knew the location of the witness. And
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know the location. We knew that we knew where he lived at, but we ain't know he was locked up in Pennsylvania. We didn't know that.
So y'all
but the DA knew that.
Y'all never had it, but no. That's when your lawyer is supposed to get an investigator to find this witness. See,
you're right.
Hold on. Hear me out.
You're right.
All this stuff be ineffective assistant counsel, bro. Sometimes your counsel is ineffective because your lawyer is supposed to find a witness. Like, where's the witness at? What did you go through to find this witness? Because if he's in prison, then you really could do an inmate locator. As a lawyer, you could do an inmate locator and find somebody in prison, bro. Sometimes a lot of this stuff be our own legal team's fault too. It's not always the DA. Sometimes it's the legal team's fault as well. But go ahead.
Oh, no. Oh no, listen, believe me, I understand. I'm fighting against two uncles and a cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting against two uncles and a cousin. I'm saying it's crazy. So right. Yeah, I'm saying I agree with you. Ineffective assistive counsel is definitely a part of the situation.
Yeah,
because it could have been.
I see it already. I see it already.
Yeah. So, it's a lot, bro. It was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah. And so you were saying that the judge told the judge. You said the judge.
The judge denied the motion that my lawyer put in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when she put this motion in, all of this information was in the motion. The destruction of the video, the officer going to get the video, them having one part of the video, all of that's in there. All of that's in the motion, and he denied that motion.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? He denied it.
And on what ground? What ground did he deny it on?
I gotta look now. That I gotta look that up. I gotta look up on the grounds. I couldn't. When I went to the clerk's office, I couldn't find that in there. I couldn't find his decision. But I was told that sometimes they don't do a motion; they do it orally. So I had to go and speak to one of the stenographers that was on my case for me to find out if what the judge actually said his ruling was. But it was denied. I know that.
That should be in your paperwork, though. That's a regular. Your DA.
Listen,
your lawyer will just give you the motion after this. granted or denied, that's supposed to be somewhere. You should be able to look that up.
You
can look that up sometime.
You brother, you right. Listen, I went to the clerk's office and got my paperwork. That paperwork wasn't in there.
What happened to the lawyer? Why you didn't just get it from the lawyer?
She ain't give that to me.
Nah,
this is what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm switching my legal team up. I'm getting rid of that lawyer. I don't know. It's something fishy. I don't know. You said this case been going on for how long when you got that from the DA? How long was the case?
Oh, no. Okay, look. All right. The criminal case is over. That criminal case is over. I took the time for that. You know what I'm saying? That's over. What's been going on for 13 years now is my civil case. Let me make that clear. It's my civil case. Now, the civil case and the criminal case.
How long was the criminal case? How long did that take?
Criminal case took 40 months. I sat on the island for 40 months. 40 months.
So
40 months for a quick cut.
You went upstate and came back
home? I went up. I took the 5. I had 40 months in. I had to do 11 more months.
You had to do the max?
No, not the max. The minimum. On 5 years, you do 51 months. So I did the 40 months on the island, and then I went up top and did an additional 11 more months up top, and came home in 2018. I got locked up 2013. I came home 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my. So the 13 years is the full entire case with the civil situation. Let me make that clear.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's still 13 years. That's still super long for a civil case to be going.
Right. Hey Siri, what's the average time for a civil case in a police brutality case in New York?
5 to 7 years. We got.
The duration of civil lawsuits for police brutality in New York varies widely, typically ranging from 6 months to several years, depending on case complexity and court schedules. On average, such cases may take between 1 to 3 years to resolve.
1 to 3 years.
Many settling before reaching trial. Factors influencing the timeline.
1 to 3 years, What? 1 to 3. Yo, you muted, Tef. 1 to 3 years. You was muted, Tef.
Listen, 1 to 3 years for those cases to get resolved. You got a whole decade on top of the maximum that it would take to resolve that case.
Years? They don't want to pay you. They hoping you die or something out here. They hoping you die or something else happen.
It'd be deeper than that. Most of those cases will open up doors and become cases that people use to shepherdize they get out of jail. Because them same officers probably got mad complaints on them, mad notches on their shit negatively, right? This shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy.
True. You're right about that. That could be the president. Your case might set a new president in New York, and that's probably why, because your case is probably going to set precedents. It's going to change the precedent of the past cases, and other people will probably use your lawsuit to win lawsuits if they let this shit go through. That's true.
But what is the penalty for doing that? What is the penalty? What is the penalty for destroying evidence outside of procedure?
There is a penalty, bro, because that's against the law. You can't destroy evidence.
Especially in that type of case. Especially in that type of case. You can see it clearly. Like, why would you destroy that? That's the most important part of the case.
Let's be clear though. If we destroy evidence, we get charged for that shit. If they got a cell phone with information in it, and you take your cell phone, destroy your evidence. They're gonna get you for destroying evidence. Evidence. So I don't understand. I mean, if I was you, I would get new lawyers. I would give it to new lawyers, have new lawyers look at it, because really you supposed to win. That's why it's going on this long. If it was in their favor, they would have been ruled. If all these
That's a fact.
in their favor, they would have been ruled. They're not ruling because you clearly won. They just want to give you a hard time. It's horrible, bro. You need to get a new legal team because from what you're telling me alone, you're not even getting a motion. Why would you have to go to the stenographer to get a motion from a judge? Your lawyer's supposed to have that information. That's supposed to be given to you. You're not supposed to go to a stenographer for a ruling from a judge. Why would you have to go to a stenographer?
Listen, look, bro. I'm putting look. Okay, my civil lawyer tells me he don't have certain information, which I don't understand. And then I go get it. I go get it and give it to him.
You need to get a new lawyer. You need to look into your own lawyer. Where'd you get this lawyer from?
My ex-wife got this lawyer for me because, like I told you,
she put the whammy on you. She like F him. I'm getting rid of that.
Nah, I don't think she was doing it.
Bro, I respect that. But I'm just telling you, once 13 years go by, I gotta go to the court. If I have to go to court to get a motion, I never even thought about that, bro, when I had a lawyer, because my lawyers always they already sent me when a judge make a ruling, the lawyer sends that to you.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Whoever they get a copy, you get a copy. Everybody gets a copy of that. I don't even understand how you don't even get a motion if you don't get a copy of a motion, bro. Are you serious? And you still have that lawyer? You bugging.
Yo. Yeah, I'm bugging.
I'll be cutting lawyers. One thing about me, a lawyer's only your mouthpiece. If you are not being my mouthpiece and you're not carrying out what I want and you're not getting all the things I want, then you out of here. I'm not playing for years and months with my life or with my money. If you can't carry this shit out and do, let me tell you something. Giving you a motion is like the most basic thing that a lawyer has to do is give you the information that's going on in the case. If you can't even give me the information, how could you be my lawyer? If you can't give me the information that's given to you by a judge, how could you be my lawyer, bro?
That's a fact.
I'm just saying.
That's a fact. Nah, you ain't look. You're not wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
You're going wrong with them lawyers. I think you're going wrong with them lawyers that you choosing, bro. I think that's where you're going. I think that's a part of this whole hold up. I think your lawyer's a part of this whole hold up, bro. If you had a better lawyer, if you had a real law firm behind you, bro, this shit would have been done, bro. They'd have been gave you some money and got you 13 years, bro. You know how much time and money that is in just court appearances? You know how much that costs in just court appearances?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro,
it's a lot.
That is in court appearances alone, bro. 13 years of going to court every month, every other month, every month, bro. Come on, bro.
Look, so when I'm asking questions, like, okay, COVID happened. So the lawyer tells me, well, it's kind of backed up because of COVID. So I'm like, all right. Because of COVID, it's kind of backed up, this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. But now I'm asking questions. Yo, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? Why this is not going on? You don't got that? I'm gonna get it for you. I go get it for you. You still not doing absolutely nothing. So I'm sitting here like, yo, what's going on? Every time I ask you a question, it's a problem. It's an issue. So I had spoke. Yes, look. So
you ain't get a new lawyer, bro.
Listen. Right? So I spoke to some lawyers. I'm waiting for them to get in contact with me. That's what I'm waiting for. I can't do nothing. The lawyers don't get in contact with me. You know what I'm saying? Now
lawyers. No, you got to get in contact with the lawyers. You don't.
No. I called them. I'm waiting for them. It's Sunday.
You better go up in there with your paperwork. You better go forget a call. You better schedule some meetings with some lawyers and let them know that I would get rid of that lawyer ASAP, bro. I would get rid of that lawyer ASAP. and find new counsel.
That's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm asking for this information. You're not giving me this information. So now I'm looking for different counsel. So I made some phone calls. They told me that they're getting back in contact.
Was that the same? So did you have the same lawyer for all these years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
Yep.
yeah, bro. I got rid of this lawyer. Like 5 years ago, eight years ago, I got rid of this lawyer. So you had this lawyer for 13 years?
13 years. 13 years.
How did they go?
13.
You loyal. Hold on, TD. I can't hear you. You loyal.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen. Yo, Ron, listen, Mikey. I told him when I first heard everything, because I was so happy to see my man when he started breaking down. I said, what? I said, son, you got to find whatever procedure or statute regulates ineffective assistance of counsel, as we know ineffective assistance of counsel in New York. You have to find that, because there's no way. But you ain't even talking about how the nigga responded to you when you asked him. The nigga was trying to shoot him down, Mikey, talking to his man, like, yo, you don't know nothing about this. I work hard. You know, it's deep. I ain't even saying exactly how he spoke it, but that's crazy. That's automatically would have made anybody say, yo, I can't have him representing me. He got me scared. He sound like he don't like me or something. Or he knows something that I don't know. He friends with somebody that I'm suing or something. That's the type of situation he's in, actually. And he needs to do it fast, too, because that amount of time, that span of time is a long time. And he don't have nothing to do with that. That's a lawyer slow walking and tell him, hold on. Like, listen, you don't know what's going on. I got you. And he trying to be humble. It's 13 fucking years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nigga done did his whole bit, everything, came home. Huh? Oh, boy.
13 years, bro.
13 years. 2013.
Trial on a civil suit?
Huh?
Ain't no speedy trial on a civil suit?
I don't know that. I don't know if there's a speedy trial on the civil suit. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. So where are you at in the civil suit? Because you said a trial was going to happen, but the dude was in PA. When was that?
No. The trial that was for the criminal case.
All right.
That was for the criminal case. The paperwork and everything for the civil suit is in. It's been in since 2013, 2015, somewhere around there. It's been in. Now, like I said, in the beginning, the lawyer seemed like he was doing what he was supposed to.
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
If I was y'all, bro, I would have went to trial. There's no way my DA is not on that gun. And the surveillance, y'all tamper with the surveillance. I'm going to trial, bro.
Okay.
Are you serious? Right. I don't got this gun, my gun. This is the only charge I got is this gun. Y'all broke my legs. I'm going to trial, but y'all fighting this shit. I don't know why you ain't fighting. You supposed to fight that shit, bro. I don't know trial on that shit. I ain't gonna lie. No DNA.
I mean, listen.
How's it my gun if my DNA is not on it?
I dig that. I understand what you're saying, right? I understand it, but at the time, I'm looking at the police being able to come to court and testify because the evidence ain't there. The evidence that proves that proves to me that I didn't do it is not there. They get to get on the stand and tell them people what they saw. I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's hard.
The whole thing is, hold on. The thing that you're supposed to express to the DA, your lawyer, is that they threw the tape away. What do you mean? They threw exculpatory evidence away. That was supposed to be told. So there was a tape. These officers threw it away. So now,
bro,
hold on. Let me speak, because you've been going through this right now for 13 years, right? Check it out. You, the lawyer, I'm telling the jury got to be charged with the information is supposed to be there because we got surveillance from the cameras. But somebody destroyed the evidence. The evidence was destroyed. They destroyed the tapes. They destroyed the evidence. And guess what? This gun they supposedly found on me, don't have my DNA. So where was it at when they found it for it not to have my DNA? And how was it my gun? If my DNA is not on it. And it's on my person, but my DNA is not on it. You're supposed to I'm going to trial for something like that. Are you serious?
Listen. I told you, I went to trial. I got a mistrial. I went to trial.
You did say that.
I was going to trial. You know what I'm saying? I was going to trial. I got a mistrial at trial. I was fighting the case. So when I got the new judge, listen.
Wait a minute. Oh, you confusing me now because you said you didn't go to trial.
No, I've never said that. I never said I didn't go to trial. I said we picked the jury. After we picked the jury, the district attorney told my lawyer that there was a part that he knew where the witness was. This is after we picked the jury. Right after. So once you pick the jury and the two alternates, that's when trial starts.
I know.
That's when trial starts. I know you know. I'm just
a Zanzibar hearing as well. You're not talking about the Zanzibar hearing as well. You have a Zanzibar hearing. They do a hearing to see what evidence they're going to let into before they pick the jurors. They do a Zanzibar hearing.
Yes. Right? So now we do that. After we do that, right? After we do that, then the ADA tells my lawyer, I know where your witness is at. Right after that. So now we can't stop trial because trial is ongoing. It's trial. We're about to start. You don't tell us until the eve of trial. You don't tell us that. So now the jury is already picked. So now we gotta try to get this person over here. So we tried to get it to where we get it postponed. He didn't want to. The DA didn't want to go with that. So we wound up getting the mistrial because you withheld more information. That's why we got the mistrial. So when we go to the next, so now when I get this next judge tell me that if I blow trial, he's going to give me 15 to life. Now I got to sit back and I got to actually think about that. Now I'm tight because I'm telling my lawyer all of this stuff about everything. So there's no help. Like you said, I got ineffective assistance of counsel in my situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's bad. Yeah.
So you end up, so you saying you went to trial and you got a mistrial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to trial, got a mistrial. Yeah, I fought my case, man. I fought it, brother.
After the mistrial, so the judge granted you a mistrial due to the witness.
The DA was holding.
Due to, go ahead, tell him, Ron, because that's what I was getting at.
Due to them not producing or giving the information about knowing about the witness. They knew
Brady
about
material.
The witness.
That's Brady material.
Yes.
And that will cause for mistrials. Sometimes cause for the trial not to. Sometimes. So when they came back after the mistrial, they pressured you for a deal.
Yeah. They pressured me. They wanted me to do 7. They wanted me to cop out.
I copped out the 2 bodies. They ain't had shit, and I was young and foolish, and I wish I never did it. But that's what really be happening sometimes. We think we getting over when we take them deals, but them niggas don't be having shit. They know they wrong, and they trying to prevent you from a lawsuit. But the civil suit and the criminal case don't matter. People still beat criminal cases and still lose the civil suit. So it worked vice versa too. You got evidence, but you got to really push it out there. You got to push that shit out. That shit is serious. Anybody that dealt with that video camera, anybody that dealt with that video or removed the camera had to be dealt with one way or the other. And then you got to find out what's the penalty for even destroying something like that while it's being used for active case or whatever.
There's a penalty for destroying evidence.
It's called spoliation, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Say it again, bro.
I said, if I'm not mistaken, it's called spoliation. If I'm not mistaken,
exfoliation. You gotta get that shit is serious, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
I hate
bro.
to see them get away with so much bullshit.
I mean,
and then when they do shit, they still be.
Some of that should be our fault, though, bro. Like certain.
Yeah, because we don't know, and we make bad decisions along the process.
Some of that shit is our fault. We ain't fight. We don't fight hard enough. You know what I'm saying? We be giving them away too soon. We don't be fighting hard enough. We giving them a way out too easy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Your case is really cut and dry. And without that video evidence, without them showing that video, they supposed to have that video and no DNA on a gun, and you document the tape. Like, are you serious, bro? Like, I'm going to trial. I'm going to the news. We going to trial. I'm in jail with 2 broken legs, and I'm totally innocent, bro. Hell no. I'm going all the way on everything, bro. I'm going all the way on everything. I'm not playing no games.
I went.
Nah, you short. Because after that mistrial, you supposed to go back on their ass, you heard? They might have copped out. They might have dropped that shit again.
Yeah. They were trying to avoid that lawsuit. That's what they was doing.
Yeah, they was trying to avoid that lawsuit. And if you would have walked out of courtroom, you know how easy that. Yo, you should have been thinking. I ain't gonna lie. I would have been thinking about the money because I know once I beat this trial, I'm putting everything into this criminal trial. Because once I beat this criminal trial, the money is mine already. Once you would have beat the trial, see now everything is harder because guess what? You in civil court with a gun in a case. They saying that you had a gun and that you copped up to a gun, or if you did have a gun, then there is some force that could be used against you to stop you. You saying the gun is yours. If you go to the civil court as an innocent man with no gun, bro. You wasn't supposed to take that file flat, bro.
Let me give y'all a quick example of what something that's going on with somebody right now down here. There's a famous New York City nigga. That's my man. I met him since I've been here. He real famous. He from Harlem, right? Anyway, he got convicted for a murder charge in New York back in the days. You know, he was running with some real nigga, with a real one, you know, and they framed him and he got locked up. Dude stole his paper, you know the average shit. But he got deported after he finished his time, but he blew trial. So after he finished his time, he got deported here. He had appealing and all that. You know, his shit is valid. He doing his homework, you know, he grinding, he getting his investigators, his lawyers, and the shit look like he gonna get overturned and he gonna get, you know, when they finish doing that and he gets that reversal, his immigration status is no longer the same way it was. That's the whole situation. You know what I mean? I would have never copped out. I remember when I copped out, I got an outfit plea. I ain't had to say I did nothing. I ain't mentioned me, nobody, nothing. Just that I'm pleading guilty in the interest of justice because I feel at this time I can't have a fair trial because y'all held me over 4.5 years on remand and kept changing, switching judges, you know, all that shit. Anyway, being that I ain't had to say nothing and after a time I could expose it on my record, I took it. As soon as I took it, 6 months later, they arrested me for another body. Not only that, as soon as I copped out, I remember the judge said, notify INS. I didn't really study it till later on when I got a letter from INS, and then I got a visit from the feds saying that you know, questioning me about my status. I wasn't illegal or nothing. You got to be careful because these people, right? They work with the law, but they don't work with the law. The same law that traps you traps them too.
Yeah, bro.
So they try to keep you ignorant and rush you through shit. The first trial might have just risked it and went through the trial. Judge put a miscarriage. They know they didn't have a second chance. They give you a plea bargain. That's the only thing that can mess you up. But you got to be real with it. You can tell them to use under duress. You just went to a trial and they didn't acquit you, and then they tell them about go again. You were scared. You told yourself they fighting hard to lock me to keep me, and you know you're innocent. You got to really look at that shit. That lawyer has to be dealt with.
But you gotta understand now, an innocent man with no gun that's set up by somebody by the police is a different civil suit than a dude that got broken legs that had a gun and you know and got into a conflict with law enforcement because you was trying to protect this gun. This is no longer the same lawsuit, if you kept your innocence, to the gun charge, because now when they're looking at the lawsuit, they're gonna say that the force was necessary because you had an illegal gun that they caught you with. Yeah, you kind of, that lawsuit, bro. You're gonna make it. I think you, don't get me wrong. I know you had to do what you got to do with your time. I'm not even talking about that no more. But in the bigger picture of things, I think you messed that lawsuit up, taking a 5 flat, bro. You messed it up because now you're no longer an innocent man that was set up. All of those is charges in the lawsuit. I was set up with this gun. I was all that. You can't say any of that because now you copped out to the gun and did time for the gun. Yeah, bro, we got to learn. It's hard lessons, bro. It's hard lessons.
Okay, bro. So all right, now to clarify something, right? Okay, yeah, you're right. The cop out of the copping out to the gun, it wasn't the best thing to do, right? However, I'm not suing for wrongful arrest. I'm suing for what you did to me. It don't make a difference if I had a gun or not. You must break my legs.
But that's a part of the lawsuit. Hear me out, though.
No. Listen.
Hear me out.
Listen.
If you saying the gun is not yours, if you saying the gun is not yours, then that does matter. That is a part of the lawsuit. Because not only did you break my legs, but you set me up with a gun and you falsified documents and you falsified this arrest. An illegal arrest is a whole nother civil suit. A legal arrest is a civil suit in itself. So you arrested me illegally with a fake gun. All of that is stuff that you have handled in civil court that you would have got paid much more for, because now they doctored it and they gave you all these other constitutional violations. But keep going. That's just
you're right. No. You're right. You're right. So I looked that up, and it definitely told me that would be an issue if I was suing them for wrongful arrest. If I'm suing them for brutality, it's a little bit different. You can use certain things, but there's certain things that you can't use because you can't say that you had the right to break both my legs. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two. The fact of hold on. Listen. Wait. Let me finish. So now, also, the fact that the video surveillance was destroyed in the process of that. If y'all would have kept the video, then yes, your claim could have been better, but you didn't keep it. So since you broke the protocol of that, the officers, you know what I'm saying, in the city, y'all broke protocol. The fact that y'all did that makes y'all lose the situation. It makes y'all leverage lesser because
hold on.
Okay.
Something else. Because you're going on right now, and I'm just telling you on point one, you wrong. They can use lethal force to arrest you if you got a gun. They could have killed your ass right there. What you mean not break your legs? They killing people every day and they walking back and going back to work tomorrow because the force that they're using is warranted because you have a gun. If you got a gun and you walked away with your life and not just broken legs, you should be happy, because a lot of people that's getting caught with guns and wallets or anything that they might think is a gun is dying out here in these streets every single day. You see what I'm saying? But it is legal force. If you do have a gun and you are resisting arrest with a gun, then there is a X amount of force they can use to bring you. There is no whatever force you bring, they can match that force to bring you in. And that's legal under the law. Whatever force you use, they can match that force and go up on that force to bring you to justice, bro. So that
no. I'm not disputing what you're saying as far as that goes. I'm not disputing that, right? I understand that. What I'm saying is the foul play before that. Now, yeah, if you use the force and you saying this, that, and the third, cool. But the fact that you destroyed the video surveillance in the situation when you wasn't supposed to, this shows that there was misconduct done for some apparent reason. Because if you're saying that you was right in doing what you did, if you was 100% correct, then you would have kept the video surveillance that showed that. You would have showed that this actually happened. You needed to use this amount of force because it's being recorded. It's recorded. So since you don't have, so since
hold on, just real quick.
Mhm.
So this is a surveillance mirror. This is not a body cam. You're talking about a surveillance camera, right?
I'm talking about surveillance camera, not a body cam.
All right.
Not body cam. Not there's no there is at this time there is no body cam.
All right.
Know what I'm saying 40 projects probably got more cameras in it than probably any other housing project we know. In my area where I was, there are 5 cameras. 5, not 1, not 2, not 3. It's 5 cameras that see all of the situation. You mean to tell me that you saying that you needed to use this force and it's on camera and you can see it clearly that you needed to use this force?
No, but it's not on camera. But it's not on. You said it's not on camera.
No, I said they destroyed the camera. They destroyed it. The footage is destroyed. It's destroyed. Okay, they don't. So, what is your reason for destroying the video surveillance?
Wait a minute.
Tell me that.
Hold on.
Okay.
So they didn't just destroy one camera's angle. They destroyed 5 angles camera. They destroyed
all of them, except for one angle that shows me being arrested. That is it.
Wait a minute.
That's all. There's nothing else there.
No, hold on. I'm not talking about the camera that picks up the arrest. So I guess the camera that picked up the arrest didn't pick up the assault too.
It would have picked up everything.
Oh, so they cut it to the part only where you were arrested, and that's the only thing they kept.
Yes.
They didn't keep the whole.
Yes.
All right, but that's from one angle. So that's from one angle though.
Now, like I said, it's 5 cameras. They all would have seen the exact same thing. They all would have seen the exact same.
Listen. I'm just trying to get the information
correct.
It's 5 cameras, but they only kept the one with an arrest. A little bit of one camera from arrest.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Once you're talking about cameras and all this stuff, all of this stuff was supposed to be, all this stuff from your criminal trial is evidence for your civil suit, right? All of this stuff. All of this stuff. So I ain't gonna lie, I would have went back again. I don't know. I know. Go ahead, TD. I know you're trying to say something. I know me, and I understand the position because I copped out to some shit I ain't do too. I copped out to a robbery I didn't commit because I got caught at the scene with guys with the guns and all that stuff. I didn't commit the robbery. I didn't go in the spot. I ended up copping out to it because I was already out on a gun charge. They charged me with another gun. I did have a gun, but I didn't do the robbery. But I got caught with the robbers, and I ended up doing time with them anyway. You know what I'm saying? I ended up copping out. So I understand how it goes when you got to cop out the thing you didn't really do. But a whole situation where I'm just walking down the street and you break my legs, there is no way I'm copping out to that. And it's on camera, and you destroy all the footage. There is no way. My DNA is not on the gun. There's no way.
But listen,
that's why they do that, though. That's why. Hold on. That's why they do that. Listen, this situation always make me reflect back on my case. Big man, we be young and stupid. And then we be tired too. You did a little stretch on the island. You might have had a couple of bids. All that shit be reflected on us, and we make decisions based on our feelings. We don't make decisions based on the struggle, the fight, none of that. Because I should have never copped out. They locked me up for a body that I didn't do. I didn't kill him. But I got him killed. This shit is serious, man. These people don't be having the evidence for you. But because you think you're a criminal and all that, you might tell yourself, I'm going to take that time and keep it. I'm going to take that and move on the hop or whatever they say. You understand? Like, we take this shit for a joke. As we grow up and mature, you realize that you just destroyed your fucking life with shit that don't even that you didn't have to do. I would have fought. I got resistance. I'm strong. I don't give a fuck about. I was young. When I was in jail, that didn't affect me. I didn't have no wife and kids out there. I went to jail at 20 years old. You understand? So what I'm saying is that you got to look back and see if right now you can clarify, because anybody sit down and watch that whole shit, they're gonna say, why would you destroy the permanent evidence for the case, the evidence that is gonna show they didn't have to go to trial with you. They can say, look, here you go, pulling out the swammy out his jacket, huh? Look how we bravely rushed him before he could get it and point it, huh? Because that's what it's supposed to be, because that's exactly how they're trying to describe this shit. And even if they was wrestling with you, if you pull out that swammy and they got up on you, you wasn't no threat. There's no way they over there and see you and say, put your hand.
So they say
you
pulled the swammy out on them?
That's what I'm telling you. He was pulling out his jacket and they rushed him. That's what I'm saying. You got to listen to this shit. I listened to this shit over and over. I sat home and I said to myself, wow.
They said you pulled the jammy out on them?
No.
They say you trying to fumble with in the jacket. Go ahead.
They said they seen a swammy or not, bro.
Yes, they said yes. They said they seen a hammer.
There's no way I'm not doing
They said, bro, listen, I mean, I can't say nothing about that. I did the time for that already. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say nothing about that. I copped out. It is what it is.
My thing is this. If you see me fumbling for a gun and pull a gun out, why you ain't shoot me?
This is what, bro, listen, I brought all of this up to my lawyer.
I know
what I'm saying? Listen.
Shoot everybody else. Why didn't you shoot you? Broke both of your legs.
Everybody gets shot.
This is what I'm saying, man. Like,
hold on. And you ain't have no gloves. You ain't got no gloves in your hands, right? In that video, right?
No gloves.
So how could you be fumbling with a gun right in front of the police and no DNA evidence from your hand is on that gun? It's impossible.
You tell me.
It's impossible.
Nigga, this is why I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm frustrated, because I'm like, yo, if y'all had all of this stuff, everything, if y'all had it, why y'all didn't produce it? But I still went to jail. Yeah, I was nervous. Look, I was nervous. I'm not going to sit here and lie when the judge is like, yo, I'm going to give you 15 to life if you blow trial in my courtroom. Yeah, I'm scared. I don't want to do 15 to life. I don't want to do no crime. But I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to make a choice. Either take this time and go home, or go to trial and let them smoke my boots, and then me fighting it from the yard. I gotta think about that too. Because now, okay, I go to trial, I blow. I know I can get it on the appeal. But as I'm doing this time, nigga, I get into a situation in the can. And the nigga killed me in the can.
I mean, it happens. You can get killed in 5 years. You get killed in
No.
You get killed in 3 months. You could have got killed by 40 months. You was on Rikers Island. You could have got killed in 40 months on Rikers Island.
Yes. No, but this is what I'm saying.
I'm fighting.
This is my fear. I'm still fighting my case, but that was my fear at trial.
Let me say something. I'm just saying. There's no way I'm walking down the street right now and some shit like that happened to me, and I'm not going to trial. There is no way I'm innocent and I'm walking down the street, and I'm not trying to persecute you for that. I'm just saying because you're trying to defend it now. But there's no way I'm walking down the street right now, tax-paying citizen, walking down the street, not bothering nobody, not committing no crime. I don't care what time it is. And if I'm tackled and my legs is broken, there's no way I'm not going to church. No way I'm not fighting that shit to the death. I'm not doing shit. Are you serious? There's no way I'm not fighting that shit to the death.
Yo, Mikey.
There's no way I'm taking a case like that. There's no way.
Yo, Mikey.
Yo.
I agree with you. I agree. But what I'm saying is that how easy is it for the average person that was like, our age and stuff and doing what we're doing to make those right decisions? Because there's a lot of people whose situations are similar.
No, but it's not similar because we was doing bullshit. I got caught with a blick black dudes was doing robberies, I was just shot up, so I couldn't go in there and do the robbery. But I got too. I wasn't innocent. I wasn't innocent to none of the shit that I did. I wasn't innocent to the streets. I'm talking about me, an innocent man now. The way I live my life now is being innocent, going in there, somebody taking my life and throwing me somewhere and saying you're gonna do 5 years because these corrupt cops set me up with a bunch of fake stuff. There's no way they doing that to me, right? There's no way they doing that to me. I'm not going for that. Don't get me wrong. Anything can happen. I get 15 years, I get whatever, but I'm not gonna cop to something that I know is all the way totally fake. And you doctored all this shit and you throwing away videotapes and no, my DNA is not on the gun. Are you serious, bro? Don't get me wrong. Hear me out. I understand how sometimes things go for us in America, but in the court system. But sometimes things go right for us in the court system in America too. I seen a lot of dudes go home and beat trial. I seen a lot of people beat trial. I see people that I think was innocent. They might not have been innocent. I don't know. I have seen people beat trial that I thought was damn guilty. You heard? I'm just being honest. And I have seen.
No, I seen that.
TD.
I seen that.
Yo, TD.
Hey, yo, listen. Hey, yo, listen. Right? I made statements to people that never showed up in my case, but I know those people spoke to the people. Listen, I told somebody one day, right? Because I was frustrated and dude was acting like he acting like it's beef and all that. And I just frustrated. Dude happened to pop up out of town where I was at and was like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I said, what you doing here? So I said, listen to me. Fuck all this shit, right? I can guarantee you your man ain't gonna make it to see New Year's. Get the fuck out of my house and all that, right? So nigga left and all that. You know that nigga ain't making it to see New Year's. But the thing is, this is what I'm telling you, man. Sometimes, right, we cop out because we feel we guilty. You know what I mean? I didn't sit down and give somebody 25 grand and no shit, say, yo, smoke him. I got people around me. We a team. Things happen. And I'm telling myself as a youth, trying to become a man and all that, and in jail and still trying to act, trying to get free, that, yo, I got to take responsibility for what I did. But I got charged with shooting him. And I had a lying witness say they saw me hanging out the window. That's why I got no contest. An alpha plea 2.5 to 7.5. That's what I'm trying to show you. They would give you a sweet deal because they wrong. And then not to say you playing with the system. You didn't do exactly what they said. So what are you copping out for? I copped out because I thought I was going to get home early and all that. And I did. I was getting home early, but they had a plan that I didn't see. Yo, you got to look at this shit deeper, man. Sometimes we make serious mistakes. That don't mean you're going to lose in the end, but you're going to have to pay for that shit. That's why they took 13 years to deal with that, because of the conviction.
The conviction, bro. The conviction is making all this shit hard. Without that conviction, the civil suit would be cut and dry. All
right, let me show you something. Look at OJ. OJ beat trial and still had to liquidate his whole fucking life for these people, but he beat trial. I'm on the live.
That civil suit is a mug, bro. And the burden of proof is higher in a criminal court. It's less in a civil court. The burden is less. It's higher in the criminal court. And listen, what? All the evidence is, where'd it go? What you mean you threw it away? Destroyed it for what? Evidence.
I mean, evidence. That's what I've been asking. That's what I've been asking.
But
I'm saying,
no, you were supposed to get all that evidence at trial. All this is on the minutes at trial. This is all trial. This is all stuff that you make at trial. You object. You put all this on trial.
Because if they don't give it to you or they don't let it in, you can use that for mistrial. Anything. That's a fact. The trial has to go smooth. It's a movie.
The trial sets up everything, man. Bro.
My lawyer didn't even want me to cop out. My lawyer was top homicide lawyer. That nigga said, man, we could beat this. I said, right now, my people ain't doing what they got to do. I'm not going to trial. They had to come back and all this other shit. That's my second body I went through with that.
Yeah, and that was
sometimes we make bad decisions because we want to get free, but we don't be free. If you on parole or you took a time,
and guess what? He already had a record too. Right, Ron?
Yeah, son.
Yeah.
I understand.
I went to jail with no convictions. I went to jail with no convictions.
Yeah.
Right? And left with 2 bodies, 2 jail assaults.
So you
Yeah.
had no,
Listen.
so you had how much time did you do in your previous case?
Previous bids. I did a lot. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I did some time.
How much time?
Probably like 15.
You did 15 before that? For violence, drugs, like what?
Yeah, well, some drug cases, some gun charges.
Oh yeah, so they was looking at you like oh yeah, they looking at you. That's why this shit taking 13 years. They looking at you like a career criminal.
I mean, if they looking at it like that, there's nothing for me to say to them if they looking at it like that. However,
if you got
they looking at it like that,
you did more than 3 state bids.
Yeah,
they looking at you as a career criminal if you did more than 3 state bids. Some states, 3 strikes, your ass get natural life.
Yeah.
In California, you'll probably be telling me this shit from prison right now. Yo, Mikey B.
With 9 to life. With 9 to life.
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah. The last 13 trying to fight this. I need you to give me some coverage. I'm just being honest. In other states.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Just to give an unbiased look of how they're looking at the case. They got you in court this long because they're looking at you as a career criminal that's still carrying your shit on, and you got caught with this blick that you copped out to, and they broke your legs in trying to get it, and now you trying to sue. And I'm not saying they still got to use the right of, they still have to use the right amount of force for an arrest. They got to use the right amount of force. But if they saying that you was brandishing a gun, and you're now saying that you grabbed a gun and you had a gun, now it's different.
No.
Let me continue.
Yeah, I'm not saying I had no gun.
You copped out to the gun, right?
Oh, right.
So now you saying you was fidgeting for this gun. All this shit that they saying is the reason why they use the force. Regardless of the camera.
Yo, that's deep. That's deep. That is deep.
Yeah,
okay, so listen.
Go ahead.
Okay, so all right. So me copping out, right, gives them the right to use the force that they have to use, right?
Not you copping out. All right, let me speak that. No, not you. You having a weapon, an illegal weapon, and they trying to arrest you, and you resist the arrest. Then they have the right. Hold on. Let me finish. Then they have the right to use the force because you have a gun, an illegal gun, and you resist an arrest. Then they have the right. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, I never had no gun. However, listen, brother. Right? Okay. I copped out to the case. Right? Okay. Now, this is my thing. I fought my case as much as I could fight it. Now, it may not seem that way. Wait a minute, brother.
No, but listen, we're gonna keep it real.
Brother.
We're gonna keep it real, though. You did not fight it because you copped out before going back to trial, so you did not fight it to the fullest. You could have went to trial, but you copped out.
Yes, I went back to trial and copped out. I went back and copped out then. And like I said earlier, right? When the judge said he was going to give me 15 to life, that made me nervous. So yeah, I took the 5. However, this is my point. If I did what you say I did, then there was no reason for you to destroy the video that shows the whole situation. Now, by law, right? By law, if you do that, regardless on what I had, what was going on, you are wrong within the eyes of the law. You must be stricken from that situation. You can't do that. That you can't do. You can't justify it because you destroyed the crucial evidence that showed that if you was right. You destroyed that crucial evidence for what? What did you destroy that for? If you was right, you would have kept this Brady material and made sure that it was presented at the grand jury, at any hearings, at trial in the beginning, anything. You would have showed this, but you did not. So y'all went deliberately, watched it, seen what it recorded, and then said, we are not putting this out. We're going to cut all of this, and we're only going to leave him being arrested and put in the van. That is where everything is wrong. Yes, I copped out to the case. I fought all of these things. I asked for all of these things, and I'm fighting against a system that is going to fight against me regardless.
Ron, how many years you had in when you copped out?
3.5.
I have 4.5. You have 3.5. Hear what I'm telling you,
At
King,
3.5.
right? Your lawsuit is excessive use of force.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got that lawsuit. Is nothing wrong with that. That your case wouldn't even affect that. But I'm gonna show you where again the video comes in. Why would you destroy the video that makes it an open and shut case to put you getting in the van? You see where they had Magoo and motherfucking Frank White getting out the van, and they had the news flash and all that, and they got arrested. That's all they did to you, putting you in the van, cuffed up, and giving a brief of what went down. But both your legs is broken and all that. So they got to explain that, and they got to say, why would you look at the video and then destroy it? It doesn't make sense. See, that's a very powerful thing because they use common sense with their cases talking about, oh, why would you do this and all this shit? Why the fuck would you destroy it?
That is supposed to play out in trial.
Yeah, you're right about that. But what I'm saying is that I'm just trying to separate the two because as we know, the cases always go different from civil to criminal. You see that with OJ, everybody. I'm not just trying to like use nobody to say he could get away with that. What I'm saying is that you can understand somebody copping out after a mistrial. You just want to get it over with and all that. And you kind of leery saying these niggas are going to try to line me up. Right? They're not playing fair. You could speak that and it makes sense to anybody, even them. Like, yo, man, I was under pressure.
Not a mistrial because the court is in your favor. If they give you a mistrial, the court is in your favor regardless.
If you don't mind, Mikey.
No.
If you don't mind sitting in jail, a lot of people don't want to sit in jail no more. Sometimes that's what a lot of people cop out. I just want to get out of here.
I understand it, but you got to understand as well. All that information will be used against you in a court of law. They use it.
If you're trying to get out, right? If you're trying to get out, right? You filed a lawsuit because your legs is broke. You ain't filed a lawsuit because you're looking for no money. You know you was wrong and you ain't do it. But the thing is this: when you took the plea, you got to listen to when that judge talks. And he said, nobody, wasn't under duress. Nobody forced you to do this. You're doing it with your own law. Yes. Because you're looking for the time. You trying to, we be like, yes. Because the time, you're already saying, yo, I got all that in. I'm going up and sign up. I'm going up north and sign out, all that other shit. This shit is serious. This is bullpen. This is bullpen therapy that we talking about. You got niggas that went to court and got sick of bologna sandwiches, niggas, and niggas getting beat up in front of them and all type of sucker shit, and copped out. They wasn't scared like that. They just sick of that shit. That you got to be a strong-minded dude, or person that ain't grow up yet and think that shit is like rites of passage or something. You know what I mean?
Yes, they do that shit. They do that bullpen therapy to get you to cop out. The whole structure of that shit.
Listen, you got niggas that did 2 or 3 drug business. Like, look, I'm gonna kick this little 2, 3, or whatever.
You don't see a lawyer or nobody. Yo, listen, just come back 30 days. We'll see you in 2 weeks. They post.
You don't
even know about it, and you just show up. Your lawyer's not there. Nobody's there. You don't see the judge or nothing. The CO in the back just tells you, like, yo, listen,
go back.
Your case is dismissed. Your lawyer is on vacation. We'll see you in 2 weeks. They changed your date. we'll bring you back in 2 weeks. That's bullpen therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
We know that.
They be like, your case been adjourned. Your case been, they come exactly. The CEOs that be running that motherfucking bullpen where you be at.
Your lawyer's not here. Your lawyer wasn't here.
He gonna come with your card. He gonna be like, yo, your case been adjourned. You be like, yo, I see my lawyer. Yeah, well, your case been adjourned the next month, the 30th. You know, next month you back on the island.
But look, I'm not justifying the cop out. I copped out. I know why I copped out. I know why I copped out. Like I said, what I'm saying is, okay, we know there's procedures that have to be taken. You know what I'm saying, that have to be taken into consideration when you're doing certain things as an officer. So to stop somebody for no apparent reason, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have no probable cause to say nothing to this person or do nothing to this person, then you're not supposed to do that. If you do that, then everything in the case is thrown out. Every single thing. Now this is what the video shows. This is what I'm saying. The video is going to.
But I don't agree. Once you cop out, I'm looking at you now as a person that copped out to the gun and saying that the use of force and all of that because you had a gun. I'm not saying I don't agree with you, but I do agree. I'm just saying once you cop out, that civil suit changed. Once you cop out, it's no longer the same. It's stronger for an innocent man with no gun. They set you up.
No. I'm not. Listen, I'm not disputing that. I know that it would be stronger if I didn't have the case at all. I understand that. Still in all, the procedure that was supposed to take place and the protocol that was supposed to be taken was broken in the situation. That has to be rectified. That has to be rectified. That's a part of the law. You have to
listen. That was supposed to be rectified in the criminal proceeding. That was supposed to be rectified in the criminal proceeding. You had a lawyer, you had a judge, and you had a DA. That was supposed to be rectified right there, and you take the information from the rectification of that to your civil suit. That was all supposed to be rectified in the criminal trial, bro.
No.
Even if you blew,
I'm not disputing. Okay, even if I blew, I know that. Even if I blew,
you know what your case is? It's proof of a point. It's proof of a poison degree. A zealous cop attacked you, broke your legs, and planted a gun on you to justify the over-use of force. That's why I wouldn't have went to trial, because I know now you're setting me up with this gun because you broke my legs and you're trying to justify the force you used. This is why I would have went to trial. I would have held my innocence regardless. I would have got paid, or I would have, if they gave me 15 years, if they gave me 20 years, I would have got paid from that civil suit after I went to trial as an innocent man. After I held my innocence, the Innocent Project would have been behind it. Everybody would have been behind it. I would have had investigators trying to look for other surveillance cameras and get their own cameras, ring cameras, car cameras, any cameras around that area at the time. This is what I would have did, and I would have held my innocence. I would have still been an innocent person regardless if I'm guilty or not. I would have never myself said I was guilty to possessing that gun, because now that short circuits everything. Once you have a gun, once you said you had a gun, now you're giving them a reasonable person is going to say, yeah, the police is going to use whatever force to get this dude with an illegal gun. And you copped out to an illegal gun. It wasn't even your gun. You copped out to an illegal gun. So, of course, they saying you resisted because you had this illegal gun, and now we had to use this force.
Okay. Listen, I'm not disputing none of that. Again, I'm not disputing what you're saying, brother. I'm on board with what you're saying. But all I'm saying to you is this: before that, right? There was listen, because I'm listening. There's protocol before that. I don't care about none of that. There's protocol that has to happen before that. If you break it, I don't care if somebody do something, if you break that protocol, everything is over.
Null and void. Everything is null and void.
It's fruit of a
listen.
tree. It's fruit of a
Listen.
I know the law.
Okay. So
but you
so what I'm saying.
So all that other shit is over because you copped out to
No, that's not.
Yes.
No, that's not the truth.
You wasn't illegally arrested?
Yes, I was illegally arrested.
Yes, so once you
let me ask y'all something. Listen,
it's not a legal arrest no more.
So,
Mikey, Ron, listen, right? That top, listen what I'm showing y'all right now, right? You see the fact that he copped out and all that. That's a touchy topic. I'm gonna tell you why, right? Because throughout history, these people have beat criminal cases. That's why you got to use it. That's how we shepherdize and we use cases to resemble whatever. You can't. If somebody loses a criminal case and they can still go to civil court, that shows you the separation of those cases. The evidence in his civil case is that why would you destroy a tape that proved that you had probable cause to arrest him? Fuck if he copped out or not. Where's the tape in the civil case? You destroyed it. Whoa, you destroyed it. You understand? This is how simple those cases work because they did it.
I understand.
Right, because OJ went to trial, put the glove on, did all that shit, beat it, and they still took his whole fucking fortune.
Because it's different.
On what ground? It's a separate case. It's separate.
It is separate, but what I'm telling you is this. Just like you using that no videotape as evidence, or why is this not here? Because you can't use it as evidence because it's no videotape. But guess what? They use it as evidence as well. You copped out.
It worked both ways. He can use it in
hold on. Let me finish.
I'm with you.
They're gonna use as well. The DA's gonna use as well. He copped out to possessing his gun. So we did.
Yeah, but what I'm sure he could do that. He could do that.
Just hear me out. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
There's no tape or not. He said he still had the gun. We used the force that we needed to get the gun from this dude. Like, they're gonna use that. They're gonna speak on that.
No. Like I said, I'm not disputing what you're saying. They will use that. But the fact of the matter, before we even get to the broken legs, let's take the broken legs and things out of it. Let's take that out of it, right? Let's take all that out of it. You are on camera.
No, they not.
It's like, listen. You are on camera.
No, they not.
There is something that
you don't have that.
How are they not? Wait a minute. How are they not on camera?
No camera doing that. You don't have the camera. You don't have the.
Listen. Okay. Now listen. Check it. Right. All right. There is footage. Listen. There is footage. You approach. You do what you got to do. This, that, and the third. It is being recorded. An officer goes to the camera room and watch the video. He watch it. He see it. He tells the person to give him a copy. Then you tell the people to delete it. What are you deleting it for? Why are you deleting it for? Because your protocol tells you that you're not supposed to do that.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me finish.
Hold on. You had a mistrial, right?
Yeah.
So during the trial, what did they say?
What you mean? I told you we had a mistrial. I told you in the beginning. Wait a minute.
Let me ask if we have a confusion. Let me ask you the question again. That means
okay, all right.
You didn't go to trial. They gave you a mistrial before the trial actually started.
Yes.
So you never went to trial.
Okay. I never got through the trial. Let me say that. I went to trial.
No witnesses took the stand. None of this stuff came out during the trial. So you never went to trial.
No. Right. That didn't happen.
All right, you
not going to trial. You can't have a mistrial without going to trial. He went to trial. They called a mistrial.
So they called a mistrial at the beginning of the trial before the trial started. The trial.
No, he was in trial.
Wait,
Hear me out, Teflon.
wait, listen.
The witnesses
Listen.
never take the stand. The witnesses never.
He was in trial.
Yo, Tef, hold on. The information never came out. He never got a chance to let the juries hear the information.
No.
So right, so it never became a part of the record. It never became a part of the record because you didn't go to trial.
Okay, I didn't get through trial. We all know that once trial is started, this is how trial is started. You pick 12 and you pick 2 alternates. Once you do that, trial has started.
I understand.
So once that, wait.
Myself. I can't myself. I know what it is. You ain't got to explain that to me. What
Mikey, let him talk, Mikey. Let him talk about what happened to his shit.
He don't got to explain that. What he don't understand. We trying to get communication. The communication is
okay.
Information never came out during that little bit of trial or mistrial. It never came out.
Yeah. You ain't let him tell you what happened.
Right.
Yo, we listening. Go ahead, tell us. Say it.
Okay, so after we picked the last alternate, trial started. The district attorney tells my lawyer, I know where your witness is at. Now, trial has started. By law, it has started. Trial.
Did it stop there? Did it stop right there?
It stopped.
All right.
Because
so the information that we're talking about never came out. You never got a chance, the opportunity to get an officer on the stand and to say what happened with the videotape. Did that ever happen?
No, you're absolutely correct.
That's it right there. That's it right there. That's the long and short of it. And that's they didn't want to go out. That's why they gave you something a little bit more that you could take, that they thought you could take, and you took it. Because they know you had them. They know you had them. They know you had them. So they gave you something close to what you got. They probably would have dropped it to a 4 flag. They probably would have dropped that shit to a 4 flag to get you out of the trial.
Yeah, but it's all right.
That's possible.
So you
that's
never.
Possible.
That's what I was saying. You never went to trial because you never got them to speak on why is that shit missing. It never got a chance. It never. I mean, shouldn't y'all have before trial? That should be a part of discovery, right? The tapes.
All of that's part of discovery. I'm telling you, we fighting for that. The DA fighting against us. That's why. Okay, I sent you the paper. I sent you the paperwork. You got the paperwork. And one of those papers I sent you, it states when the district attorney says that the video has been destroyed. It says that. It's in the paperwork.
Only the video of you walking into court was destroyed. You walked into court was destroyed. The only video was destroyed.
No. The video that was destroyed was the police approaching me, the police beating me up. None of that's there. Only thing is there's only one footage, and that is me getting arrested.
You don't know
the only footage.
You said you don't know why because you never got the paperwork.
I didn't have the paperwork at the time. No, I didn't get this information until my lawyer put it in for the mistrial, to get the mistrial with prejudice. Then I got all this information that was sent to the judge. All this information was put to the judge in that motion. The destruction of the evidence, the witness, everything was put in that motion. Everything. What I sent to you is all of the paperwork that shows exactly what happened.
Yeah,
exactly what happened.
You said before that, right? You said before. You said you never got the paperwork. You had to go to see the court stenographer or something to get.
No, I said my civil lawyer said that he didn't have certain paperwork. So I went to the court of clerks and got the paperwork that he did not have. and gave it to him.
What paperwork was that?
That paperwork was the CCTV guidelines, the preservation letter, the part where it states that the detective went to the camera room and obtained and viewed the footage. It's another part where it says where the district attorney tells my lawyer that the video is destroyed. Then it also is in there where the district attorney says that they have a partial video of the ending of the incident.
Yeah.
Then there is.
I understand. With the trial, they would have had to give you all the information about the destruction of the. Hold on. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to give you all the information about the destruction. They would have to go answer to that on a stand in front of the jury. Why would you not? 5 different angles. Why would you not? Like,
listen, brother. I mean, listen. I can't say it. I can't say it enough. That it's.
But that's what you would get.
I'm saying no. I know that, but the copping out situation, that's a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could have went to trial. I could have did that. I could have went to trial. I should have went to trial. I wanted to go to trial. But like I said, when he's talking about 15 to life, that shit made me scared. So, I mean, yeah, I was scared for the 15 to life. Because now, yeah, I take it. I go to trial, I blow trial. So now I'm fighting this case. Just say I'm fighting the case in the can for the next 18 years. When I could have took the 5 flat and been home in 51 months. That is something that you got to look at. Because none of us want to be in the yard using the phone and it's 22 degrees outside. Nobody want to do that. Nobody want to sit there and do that, bro. Even if you didn't do it. I didn't do it. But at that time, I have to say, yo, am I going to sit here all these years? And I know what jail is. I've been to jail. I got bids in. I know what it is. I know I got to depend on other people in the street to help me do X, Y, Z while I'm in here. For the next how many ever years I got to do until these people say, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. We letting you go home. So I made a decision to go home in 51 months. That's what I did. I made that decision. That still doesn't. Go ahead.
Listen, Ron, I understand what you're saying, and that's the point I was making earlier, right? It doesn't take or add against your claim, or it doesn't take away or doesn't add to your claim, your lawsuit. What the thing is that when we can identify that we made mistakes along the way, and somebody can listen to you and understand why you would make that decision, it would be more easy to understand how it went. One thing, you got to secure the evidence, and you got to stay with that. And second, don't think because you made a mistake that they're going to give you leverage. They're looking for you to make a mistake. They don't want to give you. They don't want other people to use their case as case law or nothing. So that's how serious this shit is. You know what I mean? So you can explain to us, because me and him both been in jail and all that. We know what it's like to say, fuck it, I'm going to take that little thing and keep it moving. You understand? But like I'm telling you, I'm showing you all my mistakes because a lot of people don't know my shit. I wasn't scared of doing no time or nothing. I get busy. But who the fuck want to stay in jail for the rest of their life? For what? When you didn't have to. I didn't have to tell on nobody or nothing, but I paid for it. As soon as I copped out, I heard the judge say some shit, and I didn't even know what he was talking about till later on. He said, notify INS, and I moved off, and I said, what he say? Huh? Niggas had that shit lined up. You get him the fuck out of here. I had a record career. I had all that. I had a music career. All that shit lined up for sure. And because I made that decision, and they had me playing, the shit just went. Yo, you gotta accept that part and definitely be able to explain that, because they're gonna always use. Oh, you said you did it, man. I've been in jail already. I'm not trying to be in jail no more.
Yo, listen.
And furthermore, they broke my legs. I'm scared, man. I'm in jail. They already broke my legs, and they talking about that don't mean nothing. They charged me after they broke them. You know, you got to really express yourself, because they don't understand. Human beings is human beings. I don't give a fuck if you white, none of that shit. If somebody break both your legs, man, that's a serious thing.
That's a fact.
You wasn't killing nobody and they broke your legs pulling you off killing somebody, or you wasn't raping a female, a woman, or nobody, or molesting a child, or kidnapping somebody. You was going about your business, and they came with that foolish shirt shit that's so prevalent all over the place. Search you, next thing you know you dead, or you in fucking prison with both broken bones. And all you had was a crack pipe or some boy. They niggas be doing people dirty. But the thing is this, right? Where does it? You got damn that copping out does a major disservice to us, and it don't necessarily mean you're a coward. Everybody got their own choice to make. No. You know what I mean? Everybody, I had people writing me talking about don't cop out. No, I say he in jail. Most of them niggas got 60 years, and they try. I'm not saying that would happen to me, but I was doing a lot of shit. Like come on, man, it's crazy, man. You got to really look at this shit and see that the fight that you having is because of some of the decisions you made. It made it easier for them to try to ignore it. But let's not get away from an ineffective assistance of counsel. That lawyer is ridiculous. The shit you told me he said and the shit I saw in the text and all that, I said, damn, I'd have called the highest federal court for somebody to say, yo, I'm in jail and I'm fighting a lawsuit and I got a lawyer talking crazy. I want to know how I can get him out of here and get somebody myself something. You know what I mean? Real talk. Like that shit is crazy.
I'm in the process. You heard? I'm in the process.
Yeah, we got off of that, but that was the thing that made you wake up. You had the lawsuit, you did your time, and he not following procedure, and then he start talking to you crazy. He sound like if somebody against you and you talking to them and they're like, yo, why you fucking with that nigga? Some other shit, and you're like, oh, that's your man or something? That's how he talking. Oh. That shit is crazy, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's a fact.
I understand fully. Like I said, I copped out to something I didn't do before. A robbery I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And I copped out. Because I had a gun, I had other things going on. And I already had a case. I was on bail for a case. So I understand, but I know how these people play. And the things that you say everything that they can, of course, the system's going to be against you. Especially if they feel like they changed the whole civil system on filing lawsuits from prisoners filing faulty lawsuits. Remember that? They changed
I remember.
The whole civil system because of people filing faulty 1983s and faulty claims. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream, dudes were suing over ice cream. I got burnt by the toast. The toast burnt me. It came too hot.
The hot water burnt me from the hot pot. All that.
They sued because of the ice cream. Was no frosting on top of the cake. They sued for all kind of.
They was winning too, right?
They was winning because the ice cream was melted. They was winning. They was putting in all kind of faulty flooding the federal government with all these claims, and a lot of them was showed up to be nonsense, or dudes didn't even know what they was doing with putting the lawsuits in. So they changed the whole system of lawsuits. I know you were still in jail for that, Teflon, or you was gone already?
Well, what? I won 2 lawsuits, federal lawsuits. When they changed it?
You was there. Were you still there when they changed it?
I was there when I stood. Now I don't know if they changed. I already won my shit. Once my shit went through and all that.
He was there for the change. It was definitely changed by the time he was going.
So what was the change? Because what it was this, right? Man dudes who put me on how to do it. I was in 1B at the time, and man dude was down there, and then I was in law library one day, and man dude was like, yo, y'all niggas, we getting on with these niggas. The niggas beating us up, and they're not writing us up. They're not giving us, because we got a million Bing days, so we don't even get days no more. They just throw us back in our cell or whatever, beat us down. We fighting them, you know what I mean? Get it on with us, and we get back in our cell. So when I filed that first one, reason 1B, and a judge responded. And let me show you something, how serious this shit is. And I ain't gonna say his name. He say his name. I always say,
listen.
Huh?
Prisoners. The PLRA introduced strict requirements, such as mandatory exhaustion of administrative remedies before filing a lawsuit, limitations on attorney fees, and a 3 strikes rule that prevents prisoners from filing lawsuits without prepayment if they have had 3 prior cases dismissed as frivolous. These measures significantly altered the landscape of prisoner litigation in federal courts.
Could you say that again?
In 1996, Congress passed the Prison Litigation Reform Act, PLRA, which changed how federal lawsuits by prisoners work. It requires inmates to fully exhaust prison grievance procedures before filing in court, limits attorney fees, imposes filing fee obligations, and includes a 3 strikes rule for repeat frivolous lawsuits. These changes made it much harder for prisoners to bring federal civil rights suits.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not sick.
Listen, hold on. I was there when around that time, everything. I was there. I was fully in my shit at that time. Actually, I caught my lawsuit the first one in 1996 in the pound. They whooped me. I found the first one in 1B in 1996. They whooped us all out. Me, man, dude, Pookie Loke, about 20 of us. We fought them niggas and all that. You know, and then when we got to the pound, the same thing. We went to the yard. We out there 1 hour. I mean, we out there. We just got out there 10 minutes. They supposed to give us an hour. They came and said, "Yo, come on, y'all going back there." We said, "Nah, we get an hour rec. We in a box. We in a box. Ain't nothing wrong out here. We separate from the population and all that. Nah, we ain't going back in." Plus, we had the bones, so we took the cuffs off like y'all niggas. But they started forming around the fence. I won a lawsuit for that. They beat me up. They had me like a pig with the sticks and all that, and both my legs tied and all that. I don't give a fuck what I was in jail for. None of that, huh?
Right.
Them niggas is wrong, man.
Right.
I got 10 minutes out there, and you come out there trying to, yo, come on, we gonna be like, nah, we ain't going back in. We want to see the head of security. We want to see the water. Somebody come and tell us why this is happening. And they didn't do that. They went and got the squad instead, and I had about 60 officers surround the yard, and they beat me, Duke Mafia, Rest in Power, Pookie Loke, Maheen, the guard Maheen, and had us like we fought them, but we couldn't. What we could do? You know what I mean? They had the gas, they had the mask, they had the shield. Shocked us everything, and I had all the footage because they had to show the footage. They gave me a deposition, all that. I won. Y'all was wrong. When you in jail and you in a sentence, you are in there under care, custody, and control. Anything happen to you is their responsibility, and they liable. That's the fact. I don't give a fuck if you in there. You got a snotty nose, and you know what I mean. You was a pickpocket for years. That don't matter. That don't have nothing to do with it. You awarded the state, meaning that you like a child for them. What I'm saying is that regardless of what you do, right? You ain't the first one, and you ain't the worst. And they are more professional at what they do than what we do. We're not professionals. We run in the street and we trying to be grown men and all that now after the fact. So with that being said and that being understood, whatever decision you made, you also got to swallow the burden of them sticking up. They acting like this shit don't mean nothing. The fuck up lawyer that might have been a man from the beginning. And them lawyers, the way he talked and all that to you, he really believes that you don't deserve nothing. Not because you're wrong or nothing, because he thinks that look what he said. You never worked in it. You probably don't know about working hard. What the fuck is that? How can you say that to somebody and don't even know you?
And I'm telling him, that's what I'm trying to say. They looking at him. They looking at his rap sheet. They're like, this dude is a piece of shit. That's how they look at dudes, yo. This dude's a career.
They told me that, and I still they told me that, Mikey, listen, I had a deposition, and the dude said, they don't call you Teflon Don. All type of stuff. I said, nah, my name is Dante Count. I don't know what you're talking about. Then the nigga said, listen, man, we give you 15 grand and dead. I said, no, I'm not taking no money. I'm scared all now. These niggas done jump me. I would nobody never manhandle me in the streets. They manhandle me, come put cuffs on me, and think they taking me somewhere and they jump me. I was going in. Them niggas like, shh. When I got there, and my lawyer said, listen, I might give you 75 grand. Don't say nothing. That's just one. Them niggas be wrong. They wrong, man. They getting paid. They on their union, everything, and they coming to work, stomping you out and niggas used to try to stomp your nuts. What is that? This is Puff Daddy niggas as COs, man. These niggas got problems with other niggas' genitals and all that. You got to know what they about, and you got to remember that when you make a decision, you get them more power. And they was powerless when they apprehended you and all that. You just ain't stick it out, and I understand that, and I don't think you should lose nothing. I don't think you're gonna lose nothing, but you got to look at that. And Mikey, I know what you're saying was the same thing I'm telling him, but they're not going to use that in civil court. They will, but it's not going to have the effect that it should have. They're gonna say they broke both his legs though. We want to see the video. Everybody gonna want to see the video. And when soon you say the police destroyed it, for what? There's a procedure that you shouldn't destroy it. So furthermore, you should have had in your case all now ineffective assistance of counsel, plus the fact that that was destroyed. And where was the, if that's thrown out, that's the evidence, that's the cause, that's to even get you indicted. And they threw it, they destroyed it, and they just came with their word of mouth. You should find out if that police got mad similar cases where he set people up and all that, because that's how it worked out most of the time. Been doing that, you know what I mean?
It's called exculpatory evidence. Evidence that can prove you innocent, bro. It's called exculpatory evidence, bro. Once they hide that type of evidence, bro, that shit is easy. Google exculpatory evidence. A videotape of the incident is exculpatory evidence, bro. I know.
I did an exculpatory statement. I didn't do it.
I understand. Like even like you said though, even with an arrest, they still are supposed to use the warranted force for the arrest, regardless.
Right, but look, what I'm saying.
Hold on, just hear me out. Let me just say something.
I'm listening to you, brother.
If your arm was broken because they tried to take the gun from you, then he had the gun in his right arm. We broke his right wrist or his right hand. That would be something that's more accurate and relevant for a case like this. Yeah, he had the gun in his right hand. We seen the gun in his right hand. We broke his arm he would not stop resisting, and we broke his arm trying to put it in the back, trying to get
right here. We were struggling. He was holding the pistol tight.
I'm not saying you don't have a case. I'm just saying it's not as strong now as opposed to not having the guilty plea of the gun. Because of course, like you said, there's still a certain amount of force to use in an arrest in a given situation. There's a certain amount of force you use in an arrest. They say they arrested you because they seen you. Why did they say they stopped you for the first place?
He said he approached me in his report. He said he approached me because he seen me move the gun from my waist or somewhere on my right side into my jacket pocket. That was his reason. So this is why I keep going back to the video surveillance, because if you saw me do this, it will be on video for you to say, I don't got to say nothing. This man did actually this right here.
I understand what you're saying with that. I understand what you're saying with that. But if there is no videotape, it's your word against his.
But
it's not that there's no videotape, it was destroyed.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Look. I'm saying.
Hold on, let me get clarity here. So was this a community city? Was this a police tape? Or the regular
project?
The city.
Okay. The CCTV. Yes. This ain't nobody house camera. This ain't no house camera. This is NYCHA cameras. Who run NYCHA? The city. They're called Viper cameras. That's why there's a protocol. That's why there's a protocol for them not to do certain things. And you did it anyway. You still did it. Still said I don't care about the protocol. I'm getting rid of it. But now look.
That trial, all of that shit would have been in that trial. There's no way I would have not stood that trial, bro. They would have to answer that right, because you had to put that as a part of your discovery. That has to become a part of the discovery.
And bro, what I'm telling you is, we was doing all of that. My lawyer was putting in the right paperwork to get this information. The district attorney was stalling on the paperwork. So listen, wait a minute. Let me finish. So once we got the trial and we got the mistrial, my lawyer put this motion in.
You're going back to trial. You got no information at trial. You got
listen to what I'm saying.
But you got
listen to what I'm saying, brother. Listen to what I'm saying, brother. You got to listen to what I'm saying. After trial, right? Trial was commenced. Listen, let me finish, brother. You have to let me finish, brother. After trial commenced, let me say that. After trial commenced, once you pick the two alternates, trial starts. Once that happened, the district attorney tells my lawyer that he knows where my witness is at. So now we don't get to proceed with the trial because you gave this information late. You waited to give us this information late. Once trial commenced, you gave us this information. So now this witness that we needed and asked for and told y'all about, you knew where he was at. You waited until trial was commenced to tell us you had this information. You could have told us this information too.
Videotape. We're not talking about him. I'm talking about the videotape. You said in the motion. You said in the motion, the civil suit. You said they didn't get the videotape. But what happened when you asked during the criminal trial, the motion, because you have to put in a motion to get the video, to get the explanation.
Okay.
What did the judge say during the trial about the evidence being destroyed?
And I'm telling you, the judge is allowing the district attorney to prolong the situation. We're putting in motions to compel to get this information, and they're stalling. They're stalling. There's nothing we can do. They're stalling.
Hold on. So they stalled all the way to trial?
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Let's just be clear. So they stalled to trial, and you still didn't get the information, and then you copped out without the information.
No, this is what I'm telling you. Yes. I don't get the information until my lawyer.
We're not talking about. Are we talking about the videotape? I'm not talking about anybody else. We're talking about the videotape. The reason why it was destroyed, all of that was answered before you went to trial. Before you started the trial and got the trial, those motions.
Yes.
So what?
Where
is that motion? Let me see that. Where is that motion at? Can I see that?
What motion? For what the judge said?
The motion for you to get the evidence of the video.
The motion, all right, when you had that, when you had, first of all, the situation with the cameras, the situation with the cameras is Brady material. That's sensitive material. The fact that it was destroyed, that's what your lawyer should definitely be on that. The second thing is that the shit you just mentioned, right? That whole situation should not have moved forward without your lawyer challenge that and bringing and making the judge has to hear it. How could you destroy permanent evidence that actually depicts what they say? It seems fishy. It doesn't make sense. And then you have a procedure to follow. Your lawyer could file. They destroy Brady material. They destroy Brady material. When you go into court, they have to give you Brady material. So when you figure out that they only gave you a camera that don't show you nothing except you going in a vehicle, they already got you charged, so they can show your mugshot. It's the same thing as you going in the vehicle. They just charge you, or they just put it on you, or they just naming you the person that they charging. It doesn't show how they apprehended you or nothing. And if they had cameras, this is one of the most simplest cases to solve. It solves itself. When they go back to the camera, you be there in the precinct trying to make a fucking decision in your mind if you're gonna go to trial and keep it going, or you're gonna cop out, because they got cameras. They actually saw you with the hammer taken from your waist to your thing. But all of a sudden, these cameras, the officer that went and dealt with it, knowing the procedure, like you showed me, I read that procedure shit. They are not supposed to destroy it, nothing, until a certain amount of time after the shit has commenced, and it's not even over. You went to a mistrial to new, but the thing is this: I don't think that you copped out because you didn't want to sit up no more on certain shit, which is understandable, but it damages your lawsuit. It puts pressure on it. They don't have nothing but to say that you took that. They can't say, "Oh, we did how we destroyed the camera." In civil court, it's different. They have procedures to the opportunity
and not holding the trial. I think the DA did that shit on purpose. The whole thing was probably on purpose to get the mistrial in the first place because they didn't want this police to get on the stand and have to talk about destroying the evidence. That's what you want. You want the testimony on the stand of the officer saying that he destroyed the evidence, bro. You never get
like you're supposed to make niggas who told on you as your friends or whatever have to get on the stand. A lot of them don't do it, but they have to if you go to trial.
Let me tell you something. The DA knew once they gave him that information about his chess. They playing chess, we be playing checkers. That'd be the whole shit about this. Once the DA knew, once she gave you that information, he or she, whoever your DA was, once they gave that information and saying that, yo, we know where this witness is at now, and they giving it to you late, they knew it was going to be a mistrial. Because they gotta present your witnesses. You gotta have a time to question your witnesses and prepare your witnesses for the trial. So they knew it was gonna be a mistrial, and then they offered you a lower. Before trial, what was your offer?
7.
After the mistrial, it went down to 5.
No, after the mistrial, it was still 7.
So when did it go to 5?
Oh, I gave them some paperwork because one of my felonies was conflicted. They thought it was violent, but it was really non-violent. So they had to drop it down from the 7 to the 5.
Oh, so you was trying to get some time.
No, I was trying to get home. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get home.
Yo, his lawyer. I know that Bob, his lawyer. My lawyer came to me with some.
Yo, look,
I was like, I ain't taking nothing.
Yo, Tam, look. Look, I understand what he said. He's trying to get home. But you gotta take that time to get home. You trying to get some time.
Yeah.
If I'm in your situation as a totally innocent man walking somewhere in the middle of the night, I'm not trying to get no time, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to get no time, bro.
I can't listen. Look, I can't say right what you would do in that situation, but I know what I did in my situation.
We're just talking about what you would do. You was trying to get your time because you giving them paper to get your time lowered. So you thinking about the whole time. You think about how I'm gonna get this shit lowered so I get a low count out.
No, that's not
probably figured they had him jammed. You probably figured he couldn't get around. No. They had him jammed. He probably told himself he probably told himself they had him jammed up.
Listen, I'm fighting this case. I'm fighting it. I'm trying to do everything I can. It ain't working. Everything. I'm trying to fight it.
You doing
the right thing. Listen.
Because once they get on that stand, they got to talk about why that evidence is right there, why your DNA is not the gun, and they wrestled it out your hand and all this shit. Once you get on the stand, they got to talk about that. That's when everything gets tricky.
I believe you to beat that shit, to be honest. That next trial would have been a wrap.
Hell yeah, he would have beat that shit.
Listen, man.
I seen niggas do crimes and go to trial and miss trials and go back and beat it. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, I hear you, but unless you was actually,
they ain't got you. We got to learn that shit. I mean, it's too late now. Niggas is grown men. Niggas is elders and all that. Niggas got grandkids. But the thing is that.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening, Mikey. I'm listening.
I was just saying, though, as we do these shows, we bring light to these cases and different things like that. But that's not only for him and what he went through. That's for our viewers in the future and what people is going through around them. A lot of this
that's a fact.
A lot of the stuff that we talking about now is still going on.
Hell yeah.
The same cases that are still going on, they still doing these same practices right now in these communities. When I told my mother where he got locked up at, she said, yeah, that priest have been bad over there. They been on some nonsense over there. 103rd? You can't play.
Yeah.
Don't play no games, bro.
But look, Mike. But look.
Everything dirty. All the niggas is dirty, boy. If they don't like you, they know you in the streets, you ringing, or you done navigated the system a few times, and they think you got away with shit. They be on you, man. They take it personal.
But look,
personal.
I understand you playing devil's advocate with the situation. I understand that. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't do this would be extra strong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if I wouldn't have, yeah. Now this is the step that I'm taking right now. I got the wrong for my criminal case. So I got in contact with what's called the wrongful conviction unit. I sent them my paperwork and all of that. So I'm waiting for them to tell me if they're gonna take my case or not for my criminal case.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? So I maybe not have done it at the time that it was supposed to be done. But now I have the opportunity to rectify my situation, even though I still have this civil situation going on. So I'm doing what I got to do to try to get this off my shoulder. Know what I mean, now, yeah, I could have did it before, but I'm telling you, what I've been fighting against, it's hard to fight that, man. And you fighting it by yourself, and you in the can. So I'm fighting against my own lawyer. I'm fighting against the DA. I'm fighting against the judge. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all this fighting.
You had a paid lawyer or ATB?
Out of 18B.
Yeah.
Well, who was he? He know? Because sometimes
nah, she ain't. Nah, she not known. Because ain't nobody know about her.
ATB, you heard? My best lawyer was I always had paid lawyers, but I had a jail case, and I caught an 18B out the Bronx. I think his name was Michael Braverman or something like that. Sam Braverman, great lawyer out the Bronx, you heard? My best lawyer was a lawyer I didn't pay for. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yo, I want to know before too. She work with you crazy.
That's how it be sometimes.
But look, what I can say is that motion that she put in was outstanding, and I don't see why it was denied.
The motion.
I don't see why the motion for the mistrial. Know what I'm saying? The motion she put in for the mistrial was outstanding. It was no reason for the judge.
Still got a mistrial though.
No, that's what I'm saying. To get it with prejudice, so they can't bring the case back up. I didn't get that. I got the mistrial. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't get it to where you can't bring it back to court. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean a motion to get the whole case thrown out?
Yes, that's what she put in. That's what she put in.
It's still a retrial.
Yeah, they still. You know what I'm saying? They still found it to have to be retried, and that shouldn't have happened either.
Yeah, I understand that, man. I mean, not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm devil advocate up here, and don't get me wrong.
Yeah, nah, you supposed to be. You supposed to be.
I like that term. I like when he used that term, right? Because I've used that term too, and I didn't even think about saying that. And when you said that, I laughed. I said,
nah, you gotta come at the things unbiased, and
yeah,
you know, my thing is,
you gotta make him state his case too, because people listening, and this is serious shit.
Right.
And they can learn from it. You know how many niggas went through the same shit? You know how many people went through similar stuff?
For people watching, it's important for them to understand how these things go as well.
Yeah.
Kids is going through this. Other men, other women, other people are going through these same things, and they might make some of the same mistakes that we made. We don't want them to make the same mistakes that we made in a given situation. So we put this information out there for people to have in case they're going through their trials or what's going on. They know, like, all right, let me go to trial, let me not, you know what I'm saying? Because it get tricky a lot of times.
My man bust that shit down,
the 18Bs and court reporter lawyers, it's like the whole system is going against you, and you a layman to the law. You don't know the law. You don't know what's going on.
And get love.
On, if you know, it might mess your head up, and you might need some help. You know what I'm saying? So we put this information out there, not just for us.
Yeah, that's why I kind of say something about the preservation letters and the CCTV guidelines. Those things, people don't know that you know what I'm saying, they can get those. Them cameras, anybody that's in the can, those CCTV cameras that's in the projects, when something happens, you can get those. You can get that. There is a guideline that they must follow for those cameras. Those can be used in your defense and and to help you in your case. So go to law library. Let me say that. Go to law library. If you only can, make sure you go to law library because your freedom is in there. Your freedom is not in the yard. Your freedom is not in the dorm watching Housewives of Atlanta. Your freedom is in the law library, man. If you're trying to fight your case, man, you need to get to the law library and do what you got to do. That is the truth. Or you can't read, take somebody with you that can. Or that's it.
Y'all got any last words for the people out there, man? Any last words? So when is the next court date? When you got to go back to court for this? And you got a book coming out about this as well, right?
Yeah, I got a book. It's called Invisible Tape.
It's not.
It's about. No, it's out. It's out. It's out, and it's free. And it's free. They can hit me up, and I can get. You know what I'm saying, and I'll send it directly to them, direct to consumer.
Put the link up.
Why you ain't send me the book?
I sent you the book.
I sent you the book, Mikey. Mikey, I sent you the book, and I sent you a couple of chapters.
I got a couple chapters, but I ain't get that wasn't the whole book, was it?
You got the cover. You ain't got the whole manuscript, but you got the cover. And you got a couple of chapters, maybe about 7.
I would have read the book.
You got about 7 pages or some shit like that.
I seen that. I was reading that the page.
All right, so I'll make sure that you get a copy.
For people that want to read the book, I can put the link in the chat.
Bro, look, I ain't gonna hold you up. I ain't super savvy with this internet stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead at it. All right, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you up. That's why I'm like, if you hit me up, I'll send it right to you.
Hit me out. Just get a website with Ron Bricks, the Invisible Tape, and I'll share the link whenever you can. I'll promote and share the link on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
I just sent it to you. Oh no! That's what you sent me. My bad. That's what you sent me. Here's the book. That's what you sent me. I'm sending you the whole book right now.
I got the photo.
I just sent. Yeah, I just sent you the what's the name? I just sent you the book just now. Yeah, but the book is called Invisible Tape. It's about my whole entire case. It's about my case that I'm fighting right now. It's a good read. There's some information in there. There's case law in there. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. You know what I'm saying? And it's free. Let me say that again. It is free. You do not have to pay for it.
All right, so
it is free.
Where can they hit you out on reach out for the book? Give them the spots where they can reach out.
You can hit me at Ron Bricks on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah,
Instagram. On Instagram.
Is it what?
Bricks.Ron on Instagram.
Yeah, Bricks.Ron. That's what they got. Bricks.Ron on Instagram. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I told you. I don't be savvy.
I got you.
I appreciate it.
And Facebook, they can hit you at Ron Bricks for the whole book.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
I got it right here. I'm looking at it right now in my chat. I'm looking at it right now. See, I got it. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
But just a little heads up. Just get a little website.com. Put it on there, and you can just share it directly from that website. Keep your people going, and you can have little merch in there if you put your little merch in there and all that. I'll talk to you about behind the scenes about setting that up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
I like the cover. You can put the cover on shirts. People to buy that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think you got a good case. I'm glad I could talk to you about it. You know what I mean? We go back and forth about it a little bit. But keep up the fight, man. 13 years. Keep up the fight. Get a new lawyer.
I am.
I'm getting a new lawyer. You know,
I am.
I would talk to some people, some of these big time lawyers in New York. I would grab one of them up to see what they're talking about. You know, they're gonna take your case pro bono and they get paid at the end 30% or whatever you get.
Mm-hmm.
So I would run it by some of these big name brand lawyers in New York that do a lot of these type of cases, wrongful death, a lot of these police brutality cases. I will holler at them first over everybody.
Yeah. I am.
They know if you got a case or not first. You know what I'm saying? That's an easy, easy Google right there, you heard? But go ahead.
Yeah, I just got in contact with a couple. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting for them to respond. You know what I'm saying? To see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because this been going on for a long time, and there's no reason for it to be going on this long. So I need to get whatever justice I'm supposed to get.
Right.
You
ain't wrong.
So
yeah. Ron Bricks on Facebook and Bricks.Ron on Instagram if y'all want to follow him, y'all want to get the book. TD, talk to the peoples, man.
Yo, man. I'm just glad to see that I saw him on St. Laz. I don't know him. I don't think I know him, but he had some good content over the years. I watched several of his joints. But I saw you on the joint. He had already told me about it, and I said, listen, I know a couple of people, and you might want to get this out there so you can get some exposure, and you can probably get some link up with some good organizations that's helping try to get people situated who got wrongfully convicted and going through similar shit. So the Mikey was like, cool, you know what I mean? And I'm just glad to see you come up here and speak. I was listening to how the content was coming across, because a lot of times we got serious stories. A lot of people go up there with their stories and they don't really get them across because the way the information is communicated. Even like how you and Mikey talk, go back and forth, but that's Mikey's style, which I appreciate because he do that to put the pressure for you to make your point. But at the same time, he'll tell you at the end, like, yo, I didn't, I hope this and that.
For clarity, for communication, but for clarity. And sometimes things get caught in translation. A lot of times, he been going through this for a long time, so it's fresh in his mind, and he knows certain things, and certain things might not be fresh. So
I think everybody who's watching, if my voice could be reached, if my voice could reach you or whatever, anybody that's watching, you got to sometimes take other people's situations, and you don't got to personalize them, but you're going to feel certain shit because you live in the same timeline. We living in the same Black youth coming up, America, whatever, in the world, and we facing the same struggles. And a lot of people go through things and they don't have no help. They might think they're unique. They might tell themselves, oh, this shit happened to me, you won't believe it. When you hear all this shit, you be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Not only is it's complicated because you're thinking about a nigga got to cop out because he's looking out for his well-being, but at the same time, he already got it unfair and he's trying to get justice in that. And when the two intertwine, we can have all type of opinions, but damn, man, you got shit and make better decisions in whatever case, whether you're wrong or you're right, make better decisions while you're moving. That shit'll cost you, man. That lawyer told him some shit that would have made somebody motherfucking go try to go link up with him, go see him. You know what I mean? Because he representing you. And if he turned to you one day and said, man, fuck you, you stinking black this and all this, some crazy shit like that was said. And I was like, man, I would have. You run from that situation, and if you can't, that's what the problem is. You got to know what to do in situations. Know what is the remedy. What's the next move? You know what I mean? You really have to study that. So take from other people. You might have the same case right now. Say, oh, see me? I ain't copping now. Beat your case and get rewarded immediately. My man just did 25 years for something he ain't do. None of us ain't even know nothing about the case. A whole bunch of us that got locked up and was out there and whatever, nobody knew nothing. And my man did 25 years. And he got exonerated. And he won a lawsuit. He got to sue you. They got to take care of you. And I don't even ask him a question. I just spoke to him about 2 days ago. I'm so happy, right? It brought tears to my eyes when I heard he was out. Because he got unfed, man. I mean, really. He wasn't even in and out before that. He never went to jail. Except when he was young, caught a little arrest, some juvenile shit. He had no record. Niggas aired him out 25. He did 25. Huh?
Yeah, but I definitely
this shit is real. Know what to do, man. They don't mean nobody no good. They just told him. System is fucked up. They need food.
I definitely Look, I definitely appreciate Tef for linking me with you, Mikey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Me
my
and Tef
man,
had a
son.
brief conversation. You know what I'm saying? Had a brief conversation. He was like, yo, this is what I can help you do, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody ain't doing that. A person to hear your situation and be like, word, you got to deal with that on your own. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely gave me a link to you, and I definitely appreciate you putting me on this platform for me to get my story out there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
good luck with that.
yeah,
Uh,
no problem. This is
Now
what
that
I'm
ain't
only
nothing,
doing.
son. You know what we say is nothing. It's
mm,
nothing.
We only doing what we
Do
supposed to
that.
do. We only doing what we supposed to do.
Exactly, exactly. I don't
We
even think of it like that.
just
You
doing
ain't
what
even
we
have to
supposed
say
to do.
that because I don't think of it like that. I think of it like, oh shit, I know somebody, niggas do it to me. I be calling somebody and be like, yo, this shit down here, this shit is and then a nigga be like, yo, I got a man that be making maybe you could let me call. You know what I mean? That's what we do.
I
You
done
don't
had
be
dudes tell me
mm,
like I done had interviews. The last interview I did with TV and my man Ron about Jiggy kids with autism. Somebody was telling them like they went to other people for interviews. They're like, yo, we don't do them type of interviews up here. I'm like, yo, this hood love. I do all these kind of interviews. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta bring light to
just going
all
through that.
different
That's
stuff,
a big one. That's a big one, Mikey. I got a lot of friends right now. I ain't gonna say their names, female
right,
and male, that's dealing with that. That's a
right.
big one.
I know a
Because you
lot of
can learn how
I
to
get a
deal
lot
with
of
yours,
friends.
and you can learn the outlets that you can use. Because the child needs special attention. A lot of people don't even pay attention to their children. They let the system raise them. But when you got an
Right,
autistic child or anything, so you have to take like the front row. You have to deal with
right,
that personally in sort of
right,
way. Because you have to be with them, and they be snapping and stuff. You got to deal
right,
with that.
right,
That's
right.
a good one.
So yeah,
That's a big
I
one.
make sure, like it's hood love over here. So I gotta represent for the peoples. I gotta be the voice of all these different kind of cases and different kind of things like this of this nature. So it's nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to end it, but y'all two don't leave. Stay in the back. I want to talk to y'all. Stay right there. Don't do nothing. Any last words before we go though?
New York City, I love you, man. New York City, I love you.
go Knicks.
Go Knicks, you already know. Go Knicks, you heard. Tomorrow night, you already know. You know what I'm saying? But nah, this is a good one, man. Salute to Ron Bricks, man. The invisible tape, man. This is the invisible tape, man. You know what I mean?
For real.
Tape.
Queens get the money.
Queens get the money. Another Queen story. Salute to
Anywhere.
y'all know what we do. But we gonna be here. Y'all gonna be. I'm gonna put y'all in the back. Don't go nowhere. Don't tap out. I'm gonna come and get y'all.
I'm here.
But yo, then this is a good one, man. Salute to TD and Ron for pulling up, telling this story, giving this information to the peoples, and giving me some information. I learned some new things. I went back and forth with the bro, but that's what we supposed to do. We supposed to hold people to a high standard, and that's what I try to keep here. You know what I mean? All truth, no bullshit, no nonsense. We giving y'all the good stuff, good interviews, good stuff. That's how we giving it up. But salute to everybody that tapped and appreciate y'all, all the Mars, all everybody. Yo, guys, salute to everybody that pulled up. We gonna tap out. I got some more stuff, some more interviews, some more people, some more stuff coming. So make sure y'all stay in tune, man. You already know what it is, man. It's Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B, and this Hood Love TV, where you live, love, and learn. You already know what it is, man. Salute.
This is Hood Love TV. Just being honest. I said it's Hood Love TV. Hood Love TV. I'm just being honest.